Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Lance and Ray podcast. Featuring.
Hi,
Jesus
hi
fucking,
guys.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This is why
Imagine
Ray
we
does the
open
intro.
day one of the Third Strike Open and it's like, hi, everybody. This is day one of Third Strike at the Open. Is everyone excited?
We all have our own skill set, Ray.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Oh, man. Anyway, welcome, guys, to an episode of the podcast, Lance and Ray Third Strike podcast featuring Nica K.O. and Frankie. We're going to kind of go over the past weekend here at the Third Strike Open. A little tournament happened this past weekend, here in Dallas, Texas, just a tiny one. So we want to kind of talk about the previous weekend, get some feedback from you guys too. I like getting live feedback from everyone from, not only YouTube, but people in the chat talking about their experience. We want to keep this going every single year, get it bigger and better. And the only way we're going to do that is with the feedback from you guys. So, yeah. So you guys want to kick it off first, actually? Frank, you want to kind of talk through the weekend? Tell me about how it was, what your expectations were going in. Did we meet it? Did we undersell it?
No, I mean, it's weird because, we've been to a few events like this where we have like visitors and stuff like that. And um, my expectations were based on last year, just that it would go smoothly. I didn't really have like many expectations of the event logistically. I didn't care because I kind of felt like it was going to be taken care of. Um, but in terms of the event itself, I think just the matches that were going on, even off like off stream, everything was just so high level the whole weekend. It was just crazy. It's just felt like 36, I don't know, 36 to 48 hours of just high level third strike. And that's something that we haven't seen before, right? Like even the only other comparable event to this in terms of skill level and in terms of was Evo, but the situation of the tournament wasn't ideal. Like it
Mm.
wasn't conducive for high level play the entire weekend. So this kind of stood on its own in terms of we're talking about probably the best ever actor characters, right? You mean you have like Yamoda, Mimura, Hayao, right? You have Manma and Hiroyu who are like strong, right? So it was
Mm.
just, and then I just felt like everybody took it seriously, like going into it because they knew it would be on like head to heads, and it was gonna be the ideal conditions for a proper test. I feel like everyone came in super ready, like super focused, and you saw it in the play, like the entire weekend, man. Like, dude, like Okada almost beat Nomura.
Yeah.
He was here, bro. He was right, right. So it's like,
Raven almost beat Hayao too. Like
yes,
this.
bro,
Yeah.
right there, dog. So it's just like, oh my goodness. I honestly, my expectations were that it would be a good event, and it somehow, in every level, it exceeded it. It was just like, oh, if you fucking missed it, you dope. You're dope. But there's always next year.
Yeah. Nico, what about you?
I've always said that like the last big tournament that we've had on arcade hardware. Well, I guess I guess Evo was arcade hardware, but you know what I'm saying. Like the actual cabinet itself.
Yeah.
Um, it would definitely have to be it would definitely have to be like TFC 2017 when we brought the other Japanese players here.
Mm.
And it's like thinking back to that one, it's like we had players from literally all over the world. Like there was one player there from Japan who came over who we didn't even know about. I think he was in America studying English or something like that. But then we had like a French team. We had Yaz. We had Niaban. Um,
Marco.
Marco. Marco was there?
Hmm.
Oh no! Oh no! No way! Was he really?
I thought it was. Wait, hold on. Let
Yeah.
me think back. My memory is
It, wa-
faulty.
it was not Otana. Otana wasn't there,
Victor.
but Victor. There we go. That's who it
Yeah,
was.
Victor,
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah, but the idea is still the same. Like we had like Europe there. We had We had like Japan there. We had the West Coast guys. Cruz showed up to that
Mm.
Hmm.
tournament, and it's
Yeah.
like when have you ever seen Cruz in real life, in the flesh?
Hmm.
Mm.
And it's like having a weekend with those guys. It's like you can't really replicate that. But I think with Third Strike Open, having the new age top players come in, this was like the biggest tournament that we've ever had in America in terms of like quality, you know? And because at this point it's like America's at its like highest that it's ever been in terms of skill. And just being able to like see all the close matches, not even like the ones where like we won or the ones that we lost, but like just the close ones. Like Frankie was saying, Akata almost beating Mimura, Hayao almost losing to Raven. Like these were like pixel perfect type of matches, you know? So I think you guys did a great job running it. So you guys took all the pressure, you held on to it, and you were just like, okay, let's push through. And from the seating to the venue to everything, everything was done as best as you possibly could do it with what you had. So you guys definitely ran a good event. So I'm happy for everyone in the scene.
Cool. Thanks. uh, it's funny you brought up the seating because, like, okay, I have one comment on the seating because it has stressed me out for months, right? Like, I originally went in saying like, I have to. Everyone's going to be there, so whatever I seed is going to be taken as like, oh, that's what Lance thinks the ranking of Third Strike is in America. And I was like, so I was like putting the results in the Chat GPT of the big tournaments. I was like, all this stuff for months, and then finally at the end, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm just gonna put people in a giant pile, and it's gonna be good. So I basically did that like the night before. I went home. I was fighting the Start GG website the entire time. This piece of shit website, by the way.
Garbage. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like fighting it at 5 a.m. and I'm like, I have to sleep. This isn't worth it. And so I basically like I knew like what I wanted like the top like 24 to be because I was like I had pulled resumes over the last month. I'm like, okay, these are probably like the best resumes of the last 4 years. I know what the top 24 is, so we'll just put them top 24, and then the rest of it is put in a giant pile from like 25 to like 80. And I didn't really try to put them in order. And then and I was like, okay, looks good. And then we fixed the regional stuff the next day because I apparently had just made Austin play each other like 10 times.
Yeah, it was
So
literally just like 6 new Austin players are like, did you do this on purpose?
yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, I just
nope.
no.
But we'll switch that around. Yeah.
And then like about 20 minutes before singles was about to start, um, Sebastian, Thigh Almighty, came up and said, "Hey, you have to remove me from the bracket because I have to leave at 3." And someone pointed out that at that moment I should have just DQ'd him, not removed him, but I removed him. So and he was pretty high seated. He was like 30 something. And so it shifted everyone up one slot. So any work I did to avoid regional was immediately wasted. So and we didn't fix anything after that. I kind of said, "Look at the bracket again, guys. If there's anything else that's messed up, let me know." We got we got 20 minutes, but no one complained, and apparently we just accidentally avoided it. So it has taught me that the best way to seed a bracket is just to randomize it. That's what we're gonna do from now on.
Yeah, I remember driving home Thursday night, was it? Or Friday night. And then like I was on voice with Lance as I was driving and he's just like, I don't know how to fucking see this thing, man. Like 4 a.m, dude. I'm just gonna go to bed. Like it'll work itself out. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So but I mean when you
It's
have that
hard.
many that high level players, you can't avoid it, you know? Like
Exactly.
there was no easy matches. Like I think like I played like, Nipperman, like Josh in my second round, I think. Like, I just played him in the auto qual like the SAS one, and that's like second round here, just to
Right.
even to get through. So it's just like fuck, man. It's just it's tough bracket, but I mean that's just because everybody came out, right? Like everyone came out to support. So there's a lot of guys there I haven't seen in like a long time, like Sherwin I haven't seen in a long time, like Hack I don't even know if he's ever traveled outside. Like a lot of the SoulCal guys came out to support. So
No.
yeah, it was just amazing to see everyone there, and the level of play reflected that. I remember like calling matches, and I'd call something, and I'm like, oh fuck, I want to see that, but like I can't, like I couldn't stop to even think about like, can I put this on stream? Like, because it was just like, nope, like 2 stream matches going, you can't wait. Like you guys just got to go play on station number 5, and whatever happens on station number 5, like, cool, that's great. I hope someone gets to watch it, but I don't. So yeah.
So there was
Yeah.
like a one thing that I want to compliment you on, Lance, was that you had came up to me at some point about the seating, and you said, "Hey, look, I really want to like put you like on the same side as like Hayao for the rematch, right?"
hmm
And I'm ball. I'm playing ball all the time. I love it. Like I love that kind of attention to like the narrative detail. You know what I mean? Where it's that's part of it too. We are competitors. This is the game that we like to play, but there's like an entertainment aspect of it too, right? And just having that mentality about it, I think it's necessary to make these tournaments as a pleasure to watch as possible, right? Because yeah, you do want to make the event good for the people who are attending, but it's a product also that you're putting on stream, for people who are watching. And I just think having that mentality about it was a really I just enjoyed that that's where your head was at. Like it was exciting for me. Um yeah, man, we can talk about like top 8 and all that stuff and like, whether or not, the top 8 should get maybe, not reshuffled so to speak, but just thinking about like the narratives again, you know what I mean? Like maybe taking a step back to, think about the narratives with top 8 and if that's even appropriate. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but um yeah, I just wanted to commend you on that because I feel like there's like this idea of like the integrity of the bracket. Like it needs to be like completely random. And it's like, dude, I played Hayao in, I think it was in top 32, right? To get into top 16. Like that's
I
kind
think
of where
Think
it
so.
so,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you played
Yeah.
it. I think you played him in top 16 to get.
No,
I think it was top
no,
32 because
because
there
then
were
the next
16.
match,
Yeah. So go
Two,
ahead.
four,
yeah, yeah,
six,
the next
eight,
match got
10,
got
12.
me like me and Show played to get into top 8.
Oh,
So
that's
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah. I was like top 24. It looks
yeah, so
like.
just to give you guys perspective, I played my top, like, to get into top 8 match.
Mhm.
That round was MOV that I played,
Hmm.
right? And like the top 16 to get into top 8 match. That was like my first challenge of the tournament.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
everything else was just like it was fluff until I
yeah.
got to that to get into top 8, and that was the next best tournament in terms of talent, like quote unquote. And but this time there was just no way about it. Like next round, you were gonna fight somebody who could take you out. It's just, I
yeah.
mean, talk
That's
about
that's
fucking
the thing.
competition, man.
It's the competition. That's what I love about like the open tournament aspect. Is
Hmm.
like it always feels like two different tournaments. It's like on the one hand you have that beginning rounds where it's like, okay, these guys are heavy. Like some guys are really good.
Mhm.
Some guys you might have to be careful with. Because the amount of upsets that we had, I think I mentioned this before. Like before the tournament started, I was like, there are going to be a lot of upsets, regardless, and it's like you hear about so many of that's happening like over the like throughout the weekend. I'm just like, man, like we're kind of fortunate that we're able to like live up to our skill level and just like plow through everything. But then
Yeah.
the moment that we got to that top 8, it was like, okay, now the real tournament starts, kind of thing,
Yeah.
and you probably like people who were probably spectating and like around us, they probably saw like a shift in our demeanor, kind of like
Yeah.
like especially for me, because for me like top 8, I was like really really focused. I wasn't like as playful as I was
Hmm.
like earlier on, and it's like we really had to like get our mindset in gear because all that work that we put in was like for that moment basically,
Yeah, bro.
and
Me and you were standing next to each other for like maybe 35 minutes and didn't say a word. Like just
yeah,
like getting locked in, like really thinking about, you know, kind of
yeah.
knowing that, all right, if we both, if I win, whatever, then we're gonna have to play each other. It was just that. It was just like that kind of focus was
It
literally
was
like
it
about
was
40 minutes.
literally
We didn't
us
say a
sitting.
word. We were just
Yeah,
sitting right next to each other, not like just like meditating. It was just crazy.
yeah. We were literally sitting on the bench and just like with a towel over our heads and just just like get like just like getting ready type of shit. Like we were just like this kind of thing,
Um,
And it was like having that type of experience at the tournament. It's like we you don't really get that too often, with other
Mhm.
tournaments. And it's like with this one, we were able to really lock in, and the results are the results, but we did what we could, and
mm,
funny enough, like I mentioned this before, but the results reflected, or the results would reflect last year's results too, if you think about it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So I was really happy about that, and it just goes to show that we're there, but we just have a little bit more work to do. So
and
Yeah.
with it being an open bracket like that, how did you guys feel like you were ever in too much downtime? Because I mean, me running the 165 man bracket, like I'm doing my best to just call matches as fast as I can and get people playing as quick as I can. But did you feel with that open format, it's like, fuck, man, I haven't got to play in like, a couple of hours or whatever. Like, I know as a competitor, that's always awful to me. Like, when I'm just sitting there, like, okay, like, let's go. Like, when do I get to play again? Like, when do I get to touch the cap? So did you guys ever get that feeling?
I would say like for me, I'm the type of player that I need to warm up before a
Mm.
tournament. And at the very like these days it's like at least 5 games or so. And
Yeah.
like just to get my hands moving, everything like that. And it's like this year was really difficult for me to do that. But the moment that I get that warm up in, whether it's like the first round match or whatever it is, like I'm good for the rest of the tournament, you know? Like I just need those games to like just get my hands loose and everything like that, and then boom, I'm in there. So
Yeah,
that's me.
it's funny. I'm the opposite kind of where I don't like to get warm up games on the day of the tournament. Like
Hmm.
I've trained myself to like, okay, let me maybe establish a baseline of where I'm at, like physically. So I'll play like a an alternate or something, and like
Mm.
I'll play a couple casuals with the alternate, and then like after that, I'm okay. Like
Mm.
but to me, that whole downtime thing for an open bracket for me, that's part of the tournament experience. Like that in another way separates the weak from the chaff, right? It's like that being able to, not have a match for, I would say I played a game maybe once on average once every 40 to 45 minutes, which
Yeah,
I think is okay. I think
for a
that's a
tournament this
great.
caliber too, right?
Right, that's a great average. Like
Yeah,
to, once an hour pretty much on the 45 on the 45th minute, play your match for 10 minutes and then wait another 45 minutes. I feel like that's okay. That might be a challenge for some people, but to me that's part of the of performing well, is being able to turn it on and maintaining that focus and being able to like lock in quickly. I feel like that's also what makes a tournament,
a
a
tournament
tournament
player.
competitor,
Yeah,
consistent, and that's something that people should strive for. Like it's not just the in-game stuff. You have to like train your stamina too. Like that's a part of any
Mm.
competitive endeavor, is like stamina and being able to do it, or at a high level over and over again over the course of, I don't know, 8 hours that we were there. I don't know.
I
I feel
I
like I never felt like there was too much downtime at all. And then another good thing about it is that because it's an open bracket, everybody's playing at the same time. There's always a match to be invested in. Like one of my
Mm.
boys is playing somewhere, so you're
yeah,
Yeah.
in it either way. You know what I mean? Like, and that to me is kind of the downside of pools, where it's like pools can be very self-centered sometimes, right? Like, okay, this is my pool. I only care about what's really going on for this 2 hours, and then after that, I'm gonna fuck off until like top 8 or top
yeah.
16. But with an open bracket like this, it's just like everybody's just thrown into a dog pile, and it's like, okay, oh shit, Poe's playing over here.
Everyone's fighting and
And
everything
Lloyd's
like
like,
that.
oh well, Envy Song's playing over here. I'm gonna go check out Envy Song. I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, yeah, the downtime is the downtime, but you know, there's shit to be invested in because everybody's playing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing, and I've seen that with like other tournaments too. But to just like, I remember having that experience at the Open too. I'm like Frankie, like this guy's playing, like let's go. And I'm
Yeah,
like, and then he's like, oh, but then this guy's playing here,
yeah,
and I'm like, all right, so we like had to like split up the forces kind of thing, and
yeah,
it was funny to see that. But that's the nature of it. That's the nature of the beast, and I feel like it's more difficult to witness those matches. That's like probably the one downside of the open
Mm.
bracket, but at the end of it, it's like you get those constant like this guy's playing this guy's playing this guy, and then you start getting those hand camera footage, you know,
yeah.
and then that's when it really, that's when it's really serious. So
I don't know like what technology they use at Co-op Cup, but you remember how they would go like feed to feed
Hmm.
yeah,
based,
Oh
like
yeah.
after a match was done, like they would, I don't know, maybe something like that could be like looked into, maybe have like matches on the side that are kind of like maybe not premier, but they're still like good players, and you could put them on there, and then as soon as the main stream match ends, you can go over to the next one. Like even if it's in the middle of the match, like the commentators can still commentate what's happening in front of them. I don't
yeah,
know. It's just a thought because there was so many good matches happening on the side, man.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, that's something we
Thank
can think
goodness
about
for the.
replicating, to be honest.
It's just hard, right? You got like 7 like Japanese players, and then like all the top American guys. Like they're gonna be on the streams the whole
Yep.
time, pretty much. You know what I mean? So I get it. You
Thank
know,
goodness for Raycade. For
Ray
Raycade stream.
K.
Yeah. Came in clutch.
Yeah, the team tournament was hype. I love the team tournament too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that
got
was
some big
sick.
moments out of the team tournament.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, people love team tournaments. I feel like that's probably the best format for this game in a sense. Just the hype, the camaraderie, everybody kind of gets behind,
Hmm.
one another. Upsets happen a lot, in that format. It's only one game, so
Yeah.
a guy could get pretty hot, and it's just always fun to watch. I feel like team tournaments, and I liked having it on Friday. It was nice as opposed to like after the singles. I feel like that was like a good kind of warm up for the next day. I don't remember how it happened last year, but I just enjoyed how the flow of things happened, especially Friday and Saturday. That was a lot of fun.
It was the same thing last year where they had the teams first and then the singles.
Mhm,
But at least this year in teams, like even though we didn't win it,
mhm.
you had your moment though. We had our we had the run the give back. Uh, the you had to have your moment. Not even like an Evo moment. That's 3SO
Oh,
moment
yeah,
that day.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure on me kind of coming in, like making top 8 again because like arguably like my most successful tournament was Evo, just in terms of results and like who I beat, like the level was pretty high, but it's just like the asterisk of, the setups and everything. And I was like, fuck, if I don't do it here, then I'm fraudulent. That's, you find a way to motivate yourself, I guess, but that was
Yeah.
like it. I was scared. I was just very relieved to make top 8.
Yeah.
And do you guys like the 3v3 double elimination? Like, do you think that's a good format?
Yeah.
Because so I like double elim for those smaller teams because like yeah you do only get the one game and it does suck for some people who like lose immediately and then it's like well my day is fucked
No,
like
yeah, for sure.
I got nothing to do for the next 5 hours so
Yeah,
I like
no.
you run into a super team first you may lose but then like okay losers run time let's get it together so.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you know, it's not, SBO was just single limb, but I like that because of what you're saying, right? Like, you have to make it worthwhile for people who are attending,
Yeah.
so you got to like give them, something to play for. And yeah, double limb is perfect. I don't see an issue with that.
Yeah, same here. I think especially here in America with like everyone traveling and things like that, like you really need to
Yeah,
make it worth.
the pain in the ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
like thanks for coming out. Like, here's something to, you know what I mean? Like,
Like you get
you start
you get another
competing.
shot. Yeah, you get
Yeah.
another shot to play with your friends or your teammates, whatever. And
hmm
you know, it's a
And
good
then
thing.
those matches and losers bracket are super sweaty,
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
everybody's kind of around the same skill level, so it's like it's really tight. Like, it's fun to watch those, honestly.
A meat grinder over here.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. I know that was that's definitely our reasoning there. I think we talked about it before, but like if you think about like since everyone in America for like the big events has to travel, on a plane. Like it's not like
Mhm.
Tokyo where it's like okay, most of the population is in Tokyo that's going to be attending. They can,
hmm
for them it's just like, it's still really
A
cool to go
train
to a big
ride
event, but it's like yeah, it's a train ride and you talk to these guys at the arcade, you make a team. In America, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a team of like my friends. We're gonna get on a plane, and then like in a single limb bracket, half of the teams are dead in one round. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that just doesn't seem. I would, if I was like on that receiving end of that, I would want another chance for sure. So
Yeah.
hmm
can I kind
Like
of talk about my experience at the TO desk
sure, I'd love to hear it.
Oh, hell yeah.
how the hell did you guys manage it? Oof.
holy fuck dude I remember like the tournament started 2:30 I remember being like an hour in and I was just like, oh no. Like, oh no. Like, I know I'm here for 6 more hours. Like,
Like thank God for Lone Star,
like I didn't even
your friend.
drink. Like, and that's the other thing. Like, I don't know if people know, but I think it was like Tuesday night. I actually like, Nika, you were over for games and everything that night, and I had to go like lay down because I was like in so much pain. I had some abdominal like pain that I have. Like, I have some medical stuff that I have to attend to, but like it got really bad Tuesday night that I had to go to the ER. Like I was in the ER until I think like 7, 8 in the morning.
Damn. Wow.
Uh, so like I was in pain pretty much all the way up until Saturday I think. Yeah, until singles started. The doctor prescribed me some stuff and helped me out a little bit and told me what it was. But my wife is like, it's just fucking stress. Like I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just so completely stressed right now that like it's not making whatever you have, any better. And
Right.
I think she was right because I think it was like singles right as we got down to like, basically in that like top 24 range when things kind of like flattened out and I could actually like
Yeah.
breathe.
Of course.
Instantly better. Instantly better. Like literally just like
Because
felt like, okay, like this is good. And then my buddy Danny, who was helping me run brackets, he's like, hey, here you go. And he cracked a beer and gave it to me. And I was just like, yes, like instantly felt better. So, uh, but yeah, just being at the TO desk and having that many people in front of me, just like, yeah. And then knowing like, all right, like even if I go take a piss, like this could, hold the bracket up for a little bit. And like, we have to make sure we get through this. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Even Dan had a similar issue too, right? Like
mm,
he had like he was like going through it in the middle
mm.
of the tournament, something like that.
Who was it?
Like Steel the Shank.
Oh yeah, Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah, and like yeah, it was crazy because like he was like, like going through it at the front of
Yeah.
the venue, and I'm just like, wow, like it's a lot of stress, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, once we did what was it, top 8 for singles, and like after we did the intros and a walkout and everything, all that went well, and then like the matches kind of just went on after that. I like walked all the way down to like the end of the thing and just like sat on a bench and like called my wife and just like fucking like not cried, but just like
hey, listen, you
Yeah,
can
fuck,
like,
cry. You
yeah,
man,
deserve it. That
like.
shit is like, I get it.
And she's like, "Are
yeah,
you okay?" She's like, "Are you like sad?" I'm like, "No, I'm just
No,
like,
it's over,
fuck."
baby. It's
It's like
good.
it's
I'm
like
chilling.
everything's going good. Like top 8 is fucking hype. Like I'm gonna go in there and watch it, but just like yeah. And she's
Whew.
like, "Yeah, that's like a year of just like planning and stress and everything. It's just like it's done. It's over." So yeah, it was pretty rough, but we got through it. I think we did singles in 6 hours, 6.5. We got on the top 8. So
that's
and then
crazy.
I mean that's
Dude,
not bad.
speaking of, like, what compelled you guys to kind of like take this on? Because like, yeah, it is all of that, you know what I mean? And
Um,
both of you guys are like, in my opinion, amongst like the stronger competitors that we have.
mm,
So, like, what kind of drove you to to undertake all of this stress? When
yeah.
I don't know, you could just be like attending, Texas Showdown and making it hype
Uh,
there for shit like that. Like, it could be a lot easier. So, like, what kind of
mm.
compelled you guys to undertake this? We
Lance,
appreciate it. I'm just
Lance,
curious.
you want me to tell the real story, or you wanna tell your side of the story?
I
Tell your
mean,
truth.
I think
Tell your truth.
we can basically, just I think um there was so at least from my point of view, Third Strike, and you guys all predate me, so I came into the community like in the early 2010s, and at least from my point of view, like something started at Summer Jam 2015 that has now stretched a decade, and that goes through TFC for 2 years, that goes through all the Jazzies, and now to
Mhm,
3SO. I felt like we were building something really big in the early TFC years that was pure competition, right? Like the first TFC was like, at least from my point of view, was like, oh, suddenly all the best American players are in the same place, and it felt huge. And looking back on
mhm,
it, it's only like 60 players. Like only 60 players came to that thing, um, and
Wow.
right, yeah, and it felt huge to me. And then the next year, you guys fly in like, was it 5 Japanese or 4 Japanese players? Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, it was like Kokujin,
Like four.
RX.
Kokujin, RX, Issei, Yakun.
Hmm. And
It's
that
four.
and that was like the highest, at the time that was like the highest peak of competitive third strike that America had ever seen. Um,
mhm,
right, and then Jazzy's been going on for a few years. But there are some disadvantages to Jazzy just in pure competition. I think in particular the ability to fly in the Japanese, right? Like the way
mhm,
that the qualifiers work, it doesn't quite align. The Jazzy is like an incredible resource for like building local scenes, and you can see like from TFC to now, like how many local scenes have been built up. Right, like Chicago's, like a major scene now, and like there's all these, North Carolina, right? Like all these scenes
mhm,
have grown in size and ability, and so 3SO to me kind of made sense. It was like, okay, what if we could just fly the Japanese in again? What and what like the for the old
mhm,
heads who were just like purely about the competition, like we can essentially it's like a spiritual successor to TFC from my point of view. So I think that was our original. I mean, Ray, do you think that's about right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you want me to tell about last year, like how everything came to fruition or whatever, like the lore behind that?
Go
So
for it.
so originally this whole thing was Lance and Sunny's idea. At the time, I was just like, hey, I was too stressed out. I cannot take this on. And so we're like, and then they came, Lance and Sunny came to me like, hey, this is our idea. Like, what do you think? And I'm like, okay, well, what do you have? What's the name? What is the layout? Like, what do we got? And it's like, well, we're flying in Genki. Like, okay, cool, but like, what do you got here? Like, what is the actual? Like, what are we doing here? What's the promotional? What's your name? Like, what is your, And it's like, well, we got Genki, and I'm like, okay, cool, you got Genki, great, all right, let's go. So like,
That's all
it's
you gotta
literally
know.
so it's literally us getting on a call, like, okay, we have to come up with a name, we have to start promotion, like we have to. I mean, I'm in operations and like day-to-day life, like that's my career. So like this is just like, okay, like, well, what is our plan? So we
Mhm.
sat down and talked through it, and then like the more we talked through it, we're like, well, fuck it. Like, what if we do like an open bracket, right? Like an Ironman. Like we're bringing over, good Japanese players, top Japanese players, and then like America's finest, and like we're just gonna run one bracket. There's no pools, there's no favoritism. It's just like you're in there with the sharks, and like let's just get to it. Like who's the best? So that was like kind of our concept last year. And that's great when there's 80 something players. It's very easy and manageable. So this year I was like, if we get like I'll tell everybody too, I bought like wrist bracelets for entry, and I bought 120 because I was like, shit, if we get 120, like we're cruising. But like 2 weeks out for this year, have the notification set up on my phone, and I kept seeing like entry, 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 and I'm just like, holy fuck, like we're already way past 120, and we're like a couple weeks out, and I know how third strike players are. I still had like 10 signups at the door. Like, hey, put me in the bracket. Can I get put in the bracket? Like, so yeah, I think like us just sitting down and just like, what can we do to like kind of create the purest form of like third strike you can, like just no pools, no favoritism, just like get to it. Like let's play it. Who's the best? So yeah, that was kind of the concept for the tournament. And I feel like it really proves that. Like it's a grueling bracket, and it's not fun, and you're playing a lot of top dogs right away. And yeah, the strong survive pretty much. So oh.
Yeah, man, that's great. That's funny too. I'm glad that like you kind of mentioned like Jazzy and everything because you're right. And there's a big role, right, that a tournament like Jazzy for American competitors like plays and keeping people engaged throughout the year.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like and the building of the scene, right? And just having like newer players come up because all of a sudden their local is running like ranking events or
Mhm.
they want to go to Denver for the finale and just like kind of being a part of that. But then at the same time, it did leave a void for that big open bracket because we spoke about this before, like what and I just about like missing TFC and like that whole dynamic of like anybody can enter from anywhere, let's go. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be the top 16 of the top 16 that day, right?
Mhm.
Like it's gonna
Yeah.
and there's something in that, like there's something magical about that, right? That's like what they do in tennis and stuff like that. And there's always like cool upsets, in those open tournaments like that. So it's great. And I'm glad that you guys decided to shave years off of your life to help to provide us some third strike. It's very well appreciated.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah, I think you could kind of see like Ray said, like the original genesis of this idea was like me and Sunny kind of talking about it, and then Ray's like, okay, what do you want to do? And it's evolved in the last 2 years to like Ray's Mr. 3SO. Like Ray does 90% of the work. He does all the logistics. He runs the bracket.
Yeah.
Like Ray is the goat of Dallas Third Strike for sure. I mean, obviously Cedric as well for supplying arcade. We appreciate. But in
Mhm.
terms of
Yes.
whether it's like running 3SO, whether it's like being there when someone needs them, I mean, Ray's gotten like half the Third Strike players in Dallas a job.
Yeah.
Ray is
That's
really,
fire.
yeah, that's Ray's the
They're
centerpiece of Dallas Third Strike.
Yeah.
very very important to maintaining a scene.
Yeah.
Is that the players can
Employment.
feed themselves.
Yeah.
Very important. Very
Yeah.
important.
Gotta make sure
Underrated.
you gotta make sure when you check in the morning, you tuck that shit.
Oh yeah, you're giving me you're because and I brought it up also because like the event kind of is inspiring me to do something like similar for the New York scene in terms of like giving them like an event every month or so that's unique
Mhm.
from like a monthly and I haven't quite ironed everything out yet, but I am thinking about like something that's like pretty unique, just to kind of
Yeah.
keep like the our guys engaged, throughout the year.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, that's like I
Yeah.
mean,
And that's another
and I
part I think
yeah.
I failed to talk about too is like I know, I started getting into Jazzy. I think it was like 2020, 2019 was my first one, and that was like kind of when I started playing the game. But after Jazzy would end, the season kind of ends, right? Like there's no
Hmm.
majors, there's nothing, and it's like okay, well now there's nothing to play for. There's really no like we're not training, we're just kind of fucking off. If we are playing, it's not there's nothing to really look forward to for 6 months. So it's like November, December rolls around, like okay, Jazzy sees starting up, let's get it back into it. But once Evo would in, it was like, well, there's nothing for us to do. So it's like, what can we do to kind of fill in that void when Jazzy is not around? Like what can we do to like keep people interested in playing? And it's like, well, it's spaced out far enough from Jazzy to where it's like they have time to save up and get their travel arrangements in line, and then just come for one weekend. It's not like a ranking thing or
Hmm.
a season. It's just like who's the best on the Sunday. So yeah. What are you saying, Frankie? Sorry.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say that, like, and introducing that, like, those, like, community aspects to, like, maintaining a strong local scene. Like, because I've been asking people, like, personally how they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you need a job, like, how you
Yeah.
doing? Just shit
Yeah.
like that. It's important.
No.
Like, you need a healthy populace. If you're gonna maintain a healthy scene, a healthy local, and that like extends past training and past like the game itself. It's like, and I don't know, you could just tell, man, because everybody over there in Dallas, they just look good. They're looking good right now in every way, like in the game and like life was good. I'm happy that this has been the strongest and most vibrant that the US third strike scene has been, and probably ever, honestly, and healthy, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like we were just, oh man, I was talking to Colin, because Colin was there for the TFCs,
Mhm.
and we were kind of lamenting like how like tenuous they were, kind of like, maybe not tenuous, but there was a lot of tension in the
Mhm.
room because, like you said, this was the first time that all of us were in the room together,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like lions circling each other a little bit. You know what I mean? That was like kind of the vibe, and just to see like where we've grown, and I feel like COVID had a lot to do with that, right? Like not having events to go to for a couple years, like really made that first Jazzy after it like really like, oh my god, hi, like how are you as a person, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like for the first time we were asking each other those questions, and I think that this is kind of like the natural progression of that, of the health in our scene. I don't think we've ever particularly been like a healthy scene. Just a third strike fighting game, or just a fighting game American scene, has ever been like super duper healthy. And I'm like proud to be a third strike player now, and I'm proud to like have all of these like strong relationships, maybe not friendships, but like acquaintances and actual relationships with people from everywhere now, and it's not like fake, it's like it's genuine. And a part of that, yeah, is flying in like Japanese players to like have a common
Mhm.
goal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's cool, and that's okay, and if that's like what it takes for other people to want to come out, that's if that's what's necessary, I think that makes sense, because all I ever do is preach to people. If you're even a little bit interested in third strike, you go to Japan.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not a reality for everybody. It's not like, not right now. It's not always attainable. So if you can bring it to them, yeah, why not? If it gets people excited, you keep doing it. It seems to be working. I mean, you went from, what was it, 87 to 177, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
What the
Doubled.
well,
Yeah.
congrats.
Almost 100 players
Sorry.
more.
Yeah.
Sorry, but congrats at the same
Yeah,
time,
we can't afford anymore. Don't
Yeah.
sign up next year.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it was like what, like that Tuesday or Wednesday, like as we were playing Nica, I was like looking at my phone. I was just like, Fucking stop! Like, stop it, dude! Like, chill out! Like, why didn't you bring
Sorry.
us? Like,
I might have been one of those.
I knew you were coming. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah.
so, oh, go ahead, Ray.
I'll go, man. No, you're good.
Oh,
You're
I was just
good.
gonna say, speaking on the Japanese, so this is probably the year where we've had the strongest coalition of Japanese players visiting. We basically had a good chunk of third monster here. We had like, if you were to just like divide all the third strike players into the world of like into tiers of strength, Like these are all tier one players, a lot of these guys.
Mhm.
And you guys were pretty competitive against them. So I kind of like to just hear your thoughts on that, like American Third Strike and how it's grown and like how you guys felt competing versus the Japanese and how competitive you felt it was, just the whole competitive aspect.
Oh, me and Frankie spent like the past, I mean, literally the past year. Like the moment that we heard, every single time that we heard a player was coming, it like just a light bulb clicked off for us, and we are just like, okay, how are we gonna prepare for this guy? How are we gonna prepare for this guy? And it's always been like that. Like even when it came to like, if Frankie was to go to like CEO and prepare for MOV or like,
Mhm.
or us with Shinta kind of thing,
Mm.
like we always like brainstorm for that competition because we knew that not just the fact that we had a high level, we had a high standard for that sort of play, but we wanted to really show them that because they're watching, like yeah, it's a different time zone, but these players over there watch what we're doing over here. They tweet about it, they talk about it, and and they go to each other's arcades and they practice for us.
Yep.
They literally take the time and they have their own private sessions and they practice for us. Like for TFC, when we brought over the Japanese players, I'll never forget when we heard about this, but it was like they all had their own little session. It was RX, Kokujin, Yakun, Issei, and KO, and they all had their private little session. They did like random teams kind of thing, and like they were all preparing really heavily for it. And KO was destroying all of them. Like
Yep.
you remember that, Frankie? Like when
Mhm.
I think it was Kokujin who mentioned it that like
Yeah,
KO was like streaking them like
yeah.
significantly. And it's like when you hear that before they come, that gives me that fire to say like, okay, like we really need to like figure out like use all the tools that we have to make ourselves better in some way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
And I think me and Frankie have shown that the past 2 years that it's something where, with the consistency of it, it's that we rise to that occasion and we're just trying to bring everyone else with us. And there was that whole narrative before of like, oh, American Third Strike is free to Japan, or that American Third Strike is free whenever Japan comes, kind of thing. But it's like, no, the reality is that we're essentially caught up. It's just it's just catching up. It's like just getting familiar with them,
Mhm.
essentially. It's like no different if like a random Japanese player was to come over here and play like Frankie or Lance or you Ray or myself. They have to get used to the way that we play, you know and with that it's like it's kind of difficult in the heat of the moment because they have more experience than us at a higher level clip. But for us, we're used to that. We're able to rise to the occasion. It may not be as quick, but competition wise we're able to see that and say, okay, let's uh let's figure this out, because every single match that we had, I think we always went to the front. you know we
Mhm.
always went to the front and we always like spoke like, okay, like god damn it, like how do we deal with this.
Mhm.
We just like brainstormed immediately after that.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about other players and how they did it, how other top players did it, but from I know me and Frankie, we always maintain that. And we always had that high standard, so it shows. It shows.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a matter of, you can't, you're in America, you can't match the reps that they get, with each other. Like, so you have to replace that with something, and you have to replace it with preparation, with
Mm.
conversation, with training mode, with like constant scrutiny,
Hmm.
and that's uncomfortable for people for, at the beginning, but you know bro, I don't know how many times me and Lloyd watched that match with Hayao and we were like, okay, this was wrong. This was wrong at
Mm.
Evo.
Yeah.
This was incorrect. And just being as objective about it as possible. And
Yeah.
then, that doesn't end just because the weekend's here. If anything, you become more dialed in. I know Lloyd and I were literally talking about every single match that we had against them as objectively as possible, as, fuck feelings. We're here to get better, right?
Yeah.
It's just and
Yeah.
that's it, and ultimately with that goal in mind of, we want everyone to be as prepared and perform as well as possible. And so there's a lot of trust in that. You need to have a rapport and trust in each other that, yeah, I'm telling you something that's negative, but it's not I'm not trying to hurt you right now. I'm trying, you
Yep.
can bank that I have your best interest when I'm saying these things.
Yeah.
And honestly, bro, it showed. Like, I think the preparation showed, and I hope that people, will see that and continue like to pay it forward because,
Yeah.
bro, there's no reason why players like, Boa and Sunny and Raven are so caught up so quickly. Right?
Yeah.
Like, just imagine, bro. And we didn't even have resolve. Like,
Yeah.
I
imagine, bro.
know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
yo,
Yeah.
so there's like the potential for us to even be more represented, and
Mm.
to, potentially take them out, in the next tournaments that are coming up. That it's very high. And we just have to like maintain the course because ultimately, honestly, that they announce Co-op Cup again, that's the goal again. Like, I
Hmm.
want to win that tournament,
Yeah.
and we're showing that we're there. We're getting close, as close
I,
as anybody's ever been. So
I think another barometer to or another measuring stick to that is the actual exhibition that we had. You know,
Yeah.
we literally showcased it in the exhibition that, you know, it wasn't just me and Frankie putting in all the work. It's like
Mm.
Lance did like majority of the work.
sir,
He's like dubbed the
sir.
showstopper, Like
You can't call me that anymore. Not after the first of 10. He killed that nickname in
no,
2 days.
Oh
no, because
No.
you know
no,
what? If that was in Japan, if that was Co-op Cup, you would have eliminated him.
Sure.
yep,
Yeah.
So
You're
yeah,
white
and
Jesus at that point,
White Jesus.
but the fact is like, and that was another reason to have like the USA versus Japan thing. We really wanted to test like how far we are,
Mm.
mhm.
and we were literally, was it one round?
Yeah, it was last
I
game,
think
last
we
round.
were we
Last
were
last game, last
one
round.
round
Um,
away from beating them. That's
Mhm.
yeah,
third monster. That's a two-time Co-op Cup championship team
no.
with our best, and we were
Mhm.
one round away from beating them.
Yeah, man.
That's saying a lot. So that's
Don't sell yourself short, Lance.
uh, I,
yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, so it kind of reminds me, and and Frankie was kind of alluding to this earlier, but like when, like Frankie was saying, in the TFC years, there was still like shark versus shark or something like that, And we've talked, it's kind of been idly talked about for like a decade, like what's your dream co-op team, like who are
Yeah,
the
right,
best
exactly.
5 American players that you would ever
Yeah,
put
like the dream
together.
team, right?
Yeah, and it's like, well, that would never happen. Those guys would never team together. And this wasn't quite the dream team, but this is probably the closest that we've had to like a
Um,
theoretical American dream team.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah, Lance. Yeah, because you're a part of it too.
No, well, I
Yeah.
mean, I have no, like
well,
I had already said, like, yeah, if Resolve is here, kick me off the team, man. Like, yeah, put Resolve on
um,
the team. Yeah, so
No,
and
but
then what? Neiman got on last minute for the playoff, right? And like he
mhm,
put in some
he ran a
serious
run.
fucking work in our exhibition.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
mhm,
Neiman. Shout outs to Neiman if he's watching this. But yeah,
for
absolute
sure.
monster. Yeah, that exhibition was insane. And then Yuki picked Makoto against Hayao because I think Yuki thought Hayao was the last one.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick Makoto. I'll be because he told me he's like, I can't beat him with Yan. Like, and I mean, I got to play a couple games against Hayao this weekend with Yan, and I was just like, this feels like this does not feel in my favor, dude. I don't understand. Like, I activated 3 times, I Zimpoed your ass 3 times, and I'm still way behind. And there's still like 30 seconds left on the clock, and I'm still down. So and Yuki felt that too. So I know he picked Makoto, and he beat Hayao, and he stood up. It was like, yeah. And then we're like, oh, Yamoda, and he's like, oh.
Oh,
But he still
oops.
did well. I think it was the last round. So
It was
yeah,
last
yeah.
round. Yeah,
Dude, but even that, right? Even the fact that it was a 7v7, right? And we had more than 7 players that we were like,
mm,
fuck, like who should
mm,
go, right? Like who should be
yeah,
on the team. That would never have been a question in 2017, right? It would have been
yeah,
like the
sure.
obvious like 7, and then that would everybody else is a drop off. But it wasn't that. It was
mm,
like, bro, like Sherwin was right there,
Yeah.
right? Like
yeah,
to like making it, and Mame was right there, and it's like Resolve didn't show up. Like, imagine, right? If all of the soldiers were there, it just kind of just harkens back to your point of, you know, the third strike contingency being like super strong right now. Like this is a good look, and if we can manage to all find our way to Co-op Cup, I think we could cause some tears. You know what I mean? I think we should then we can do some damage.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
oh, go ahead, Ray.
I'll go. You're good. No,
I
you're
went
good.
last time.
You're
It's your
good.
turn.
I forgot my
You
train of
guys,
thought.
you guys are so sweet.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think they announced. Well, they haven't announced co-op, have they? They've announced Evo Japan, so we're assuming it's
Evo
going to be
Japan,
Hmm.
yeah.
Japan.
Um,
Yeah, probably.
That's all I was going to say.
yeah, we were already like looking at flights and B&B lodging and stuff before this. I hope they announce it soon because I think not last year, but the previous one before that, they announced like 6 to 8 weeks out. I was
Yeah,
just
that
like,
was
fuck it.
gross.
I was like, fuck, this is just not an option. Like 2 months Japan trip is difficult, but hopefully they announce it by the end of the year because I would like to get some of the Dallas boys out there to compete. I've never been to one, so my first one would be pretty sick. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you guys have been to both. How does the atmosphere compare between like this event and Co-op Cup? Because I talked to the Japanese and Yamamoto was like, like Co-op Cup, but like open, like pretty close. And I was just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, seriously, I would say the same thing that in terms of like the energy in the room, like knowing that you have all these good players in the same room at the same time, like killing each other, that's exactly how it was in Japan. Like it was like I mean the only thing is that in Japan, they have Matsuda, they have like a whole sort of organization to man like the tournament aspect of it all, like the
Mhm.
organization, and the players just show up. For
Yeah,
this, it's like, you know,
I'm stuck with Lance. Yeah.
but the thing is like you guys came together and you put it all together, it's like it wasn't just like it was like a combination of different factors coming in and you made it work for what it was. And that goes to show that like if you had that infrastructure that Co-op Cup had, oh yeah, for sure, like you guys like right there, literally neck and neck, it's right there,
Yeah.
so I think for like the biggest American tournament in forever. I mean, in terms of quality, the best American tournament ever, in my opinion. Um, you guys did a great job. So
Yeah, I mean the atmosphere was it. I mean, being part of like the player intros was like clean. It
Mhm.
was a throwback to, it was like a little homage to SBO with like the character, BGMs and stuff, and to Co-op Cup
Yeah.
like that,
oh yeah, the
walking
top
down the
eight.
carpet stuff.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't tell you, I've never been to a tournament where, other like Jazzy's another example of it, but where every single casual cab was turned off, during top eight, and that nobody could give a shit because everybody was so locked in on the tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that happens at Co-op Cup too. Like everybody's just so into, and I had a similar feeling when I went to TSB, but I think it's a cultural thing over
Mhm.
there where they get really excited like for each game and it feels like a soccer game. Kind
Yeah.
of like
Mhm.
where like
Yeah.
they're stomping the ground and shit when sick shit is happening and in between rounds and like I don't think I quite experienced that until, you know, at a tournament like this. I mean, that shit was sick. Like the room was vibrating, bro, at like certain
Mhm.
points. Like when I was playing like Niabana, like when I played Hayao in the team tournament the first time, that like the room was fucking shaking, bro. It was just
Mhm.
everybody was into it. And
Yeah.
that's what you want. You want people to be into it. And I want to give a shout out to Neem because he made a great suggestion about um finding a way to implement like the crowd that's there. Right.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that like we haven't really it's a good problem to have. We haven't really had it before where like the crowd is so into it that you want to kind of showcase that to the people who are watching at home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you didn't quite get that sense sometimes that the room was just fucking on another level, bro. And you
Yeah.
kind of want to like do that, you want to show people because ultimately you do want people to get off, off the stream and come to an event, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like that aspect makes it kind of like you can't miss it, you want to be a part of this crowd. There's something mystical in that and being a part of a crowd like that. And people don't really experience that much, so I think that's a great suggestion by Neiman to like kind of find a way a microphone for the crowd or just something. I don't know, just something because it was electric, bro. Like electric.
I remember that too. Like the closest thing that I've seen for something like that was probably SBO. What was it, uh 2007? I think it was. Where you remember where RX like made like those huge comebacks and everything like that.
Oh, Rick Amaro. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the Ricky
remember
Martin, and
that.
then Momochi, he had his big comebacks too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've never on video, I've never heard a crowd so loud before on video, and that was a stream too that
Mm-hmm.
they had that for. So it's like to hear that, and it's like if we can replicate something like that, that would be amazing. You
Yeah,
know?
well, to be honest, like I mean, if I'm kind of like bringing myself back to who I was back in like 2007 when I was just getting started, like watching SBO and that production is what kind of made me like want to play the game at a high level
Yeah,
because I felt like that was kind of at the end of it. That
yeah,
was like, like I had to look forward to. So I
yeah,
think that aspect of it is kind of underrated in terms of what might interest people, and it might sound vain or fickle or something, but I do think that like having that for people who compete and who you like they should be celebrated for doing something that they do well, you know what I mean, and that's like a version of that. uh,
yeah,
I mean, I remember seeing those walkouts. Like, I think the first walkout I saw was the Hayao Kuroda one, where Hayao was dressed as a schoolgirl, and Kuroda
yeah.
had like the
And then
Big Lana Christmas.
Corona
yeah,
had the head.
uh, yeah,
Yeah.
they had like the fog machine and all that shit, and they had like the cute intro, and it was just like, like it was just like, yo, they play it like that, like
Yeah,
man,
that's
so
exactly
cool.
what I said.
Yeah, because like my whole experience with Dirt Strike was, the 15th anniversary game on the PS2, and then it was going to Chinatown. So like that, there was a separate level to this. Was like, oh, I want to get good at this. Like I
Yeah,
enjoy the game. I want to be world at this. I want to
Mhm.
be world class at this. You know what I mean? And you can't underrate that to somebody who's just starting out right now, right? And streaming and big tournaments have become like part of the lexicon of like fighting games now. It's been pretty normalized, and the fact that you guys did it so well, it was just I'm gonna try really hard to get there again next year. Is what I'll say.
Uh,
It was a lot of fun to be a part of.
yeah,
yeah, my idea with the intros was I'm like a big MMA kickboxing fan. So like
Yeah,
like
nice.
when they're in the bowels of the arena and like, the music hits and then you see them walk up and then like, through the audience and everything. So it's like, okay, I think I can simulate that with this here. And I talked to Daniel with production. And he's like, yeah, we can do this and this and this. And I'm like, all right, fuck yeah. So just like seeing everybody walk through the audience is like, it's like,
So
yes,
sick.
like this is exactly what I wanted. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It showed you. I'm,
uh,
I'm a big boxing guy, so like I kind of got that sense of it.
mm,
So it felt like you were like walking to the ring.
mhm,
yeah.
It had that atmosphere to it, and dude, people were all invested. Everybody bought in, which was just
um,
like such a beautiful thing to see. You know,
Like even walking the carpet at Co-op Cup, it wasn't even like that either.
mm,
You
yeah,
know, like
no,
like,
no,
like it's more mellow in Japan and things like that, and it's like
yeah,
when I walk that carpet with the other guys, it's like with the young team, it's like you see them and everyone is just like clapping. It's like it's more like golf in that
yeah,
sense,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
yeah,
But this was like like wrestling, like MMA, like
Um,
boxing, all of that put together, and it's just like you know I didn't really like I was so locked in, but then you still hear it, and it's just like man, like you really want to get back there, you know.
mm,
And that's the same feeling that I mean, Frankie, you probably had this too, like watching SBO and like
mm-hmm,
seeing it, you're like telling yourself like, man, I want to be there, you
mm-hmm,
know. So as a spectator, like you can just imagine like there's probably like a 16-year-old kid out there right now in the same position as we were, and they're looking at us. They're like, man, I want to be there at that tournament. I want to be
mm-hmm,
that good to like, walk the crowd and like have everyone cheer for me and things like that. And it's like, it's a nice thing to have. So it's like
mhm.
motivational for the scene.
mm-hmm.
And I think you can't have that without a tournament of this magnitude.
Yeah,
So
And it's also motivational on a lot of different levels, right? Like it could be motivational for the players because they want to get there, but like
Yeah.
it could be also motivational for people who just enjoy the game as like a spectator and they want to be part of the crowd. You know, they want to be there to witness all that stuff happening in real time and have somebody to like high five when good shit is happening. And it could be like the TOs around too. Like they could want to come next year to like, help you guys like run the shit and be a part of the team. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
A part of the so it's just, like that production value of it it's so underrated, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because you asked earlier comparing us to co-op. I mean, I think definitely co-op they're on a different level in terms of execution and logistics. I mean, they run a 500-man team tournament flawlessly, exactly on schedule. You know, I mentioned I think I've told this story before, but it's a funny one. I'll tell it quickly. That our first year going to Japan, me, Gavin, and Carson for pre-co-op went to the wrong venue. It was about a
Oh yeah.
20-minute run away, and it was called the same thing. And so we're like, hey, where's the third strike? I only see like pachinko machines. Yeah, and RKF's like, oh, you're at the wrong one. Hold on, I'll get to you. So he runs over, and then he's like, okay, you got to run back. And we're like, oh, do we have to run? He's like, yeah, like they're Japanese. They're not going to start late. You need to run back. And so all of us who are fucking out of shape have to do like a 20-minute sprint back to this place to go play on time.
That's so funny.
But yeah, like that's the key point, right? Like the Japanese run this 500-man event, like in sync perfectly. They got like you know exactly when everything's gonna be. Like we were talking about earlier, like they have like the setups where it's like, okay, that match just ended. Let's go over and see what's happening on this cab. Okay,
Mhm,
I think we can get there. I mean, if you think about it, co-op's been
Yeah,
doing this for 20 years, and we just have to keep improving our logistics every time.
mhm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's another thing too. Like just the fact that you took on all those variables, and you guys have your own behind the scenes variables. I don't know if you want to like if you give a shit about sharing it, but all these things that are constantly changing and like and then the entrance and all that stuff, and you just handled it with like so much. You handled it with grace because I didn't know shit was going left. Like I didn't know. I'm just like here. I'm just enjoying people getting bodied and shit. So it was just
Yeah.
the fact that that you guys, and that's the second year, right? I mean,
yeah.
imagine. Like, you guys gotta give yourself a pat on the back.
I like to think I handled it with grace, but I know I
Yeah.
definitely snapped at some people at the two, I guess. So if I
But
snapped
that's
at you, I apologize. I remember
no, that's regular.
there's two
Don't be
people in
asking stupid
particular.
questions.
I will say, like, some person came up to me and told me they won like 2-1 instead of 2-0 or 2-0 instead of 2-1, and I was like, oh, it's fine, you won. And then they're like, "Oh no, it matters." And I'm like, "It doesn't fucking matter. Like, get away from me right now." Like, and then someone corrected me on their anime weeb name, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm from Texas. I can barely pronounce like English, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, so yeah. If I snapped at you guys over the weekend, I definitely apologize for that. But yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, I
strong.
yelled
mind
at I
mind
yelled at a couple people too.
mind mind you, you got out of the hospital like
Yeah.
not just 24 hours
Yeah,
ago
bro,
before
relax.
the
Like,
tournament. So
Um,
I'm pretty sure they can cut you some slack, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah, and Max too. I had to apologize for Max for sure because I was like, "Hey, these people need to play their match," and he's like, "Oh, they're outside smoking," and I was like, "They should fucking be inside playing third strike right now." And Max just kind of like stares at me like blankly, and I'm just like, "Sorry, bro." He's like, "Sorry, Ray." I'm like, "It's fine. Just fucking go get him and find an open cab." He's like, "Okay, I
fucking
got you."
Wax McMahon right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like you brought me. Like I was seeding teams, and we are like, okay, we have to start right at 5. So the signups end at 3. I got 2 hours to figure out this, whatever.
Mm.
And then like you brought me like one of our local players like 30 minutes before the bracket. He's like, oh, you still need to sign him
Yeah,
up. And I was like, why the fuck are people still signing up 30 minutes before the
especially our
tournament?
boys, dude. Our boys are the worst ones too. Like. I
Yeah,
got like 3 or 4 of our boys like, "Yo, Wax, you put me in a bracket?" Like, fuck, yeah, I
well,
can, dude. It's only
the
been
local,
up for 10 months. Like, yeah, oh yeah, Bubbles too. Yeah, Bubbles for sure. Messaged me like, "Hey, I fucked up. I forgot to sign up." He put me in, and I'm just like, "Yeah, Bubs, I got you, dude. I got you."
well, your locals are gonna be the one to test you, right? Because
yeah,
they're so comfy
yeah.
that they think shit is sweet until they meet fucking Wax McMahon, and then they
That's right.
realize it's not so sweet. You
Yeah.
know?
One of our local players
Oh.
like signed up a team 5 minutes before teams was going to start. He's like, "Oh, Lance, on my theme, something's wrong with it in the bracket." And I was like, "I don't care. I don't care. Figure it out. You're at the bottom of the seats. Figure it out." And then I said, "Ray, we're ready to start."
Oh yeah, I remember you got mad because what was their team name, like Tony Hawk's Moving Castle, and you're like,
Like, who the fuck is Tony Hawk's Moving Castle?
like, why the fuck are they signing up last minute? That's a sick fucking name, but why the fuck are they signing up last minute? I'm just like, I don't know, bro. It's a sick name though. You have to put him in the bracket now. So
And then I knew Wax was over the hill, like over the moment. He didn't give a fuck because Sunday people were
mm.
coming at him with his the same character team names. He was like, "Nope, no team names. We're just going Ken. Like, your Ken team won, and that's it." He fucking
Well,
walked away.
the problem with that is like some people too would be like, I'd go up there and say like, at first I was trying to sign them up, so they're like, hey, it's me, so and so and so, and I'm like, what's your team name? And they'd be like, and they'd think about it, so they're like, I don't know, like our team name's like the fucking jerk offs or whatever. So I'd call the jerk offs, and only one jerk off would know that's his team. The other two would not,
Right,
you know.
right.
But they're just outside or whatever. So I was just like, fuck the team names at this point. Like you're
Yeah.
Ken number one,
Yeah.
you're Ken number two, you know.
Yep.
So, no.
That's crazy.
Also, y'all are killing me with these team names, by the way, for the thing. Holy shit! Like we had what I got a bomb strapped to my chest versus
You had to
like
yell that out every time.
active school shooter warning or some shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ, boys! Like,
Damn. That.
I'm not,
Oh man.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I seen a screenshot on Twitter of that. I was like, holy fuck. Okay, all right, here we go.
I saw the same one.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Dumb. And then yeah. So we had the exhibition. I want to, and I don't know. I'll get you guys' opinion on this. Like the exhibitions, like the first to fives, like I still want those to happen. Last year, it wasn't as busy as it was, so I feel like we got pretty much everything I wanted last year. Like, okay, I got to see pretty much the top guys play the top guys, like top Japanese, top Americans. Like I got everything I wanted. This year it was so much busier. It was like very hard to structure. And then we kind of asked the Japanese like, who do you want to play? But they don't really know our scene, right? Like, you know,
Mhm.
I was fiending. I was trying to get Bubs a set. Like I was like, fuck, Bubs got to play one of these guys. Like I want him to know like
Mhm.
how good this dude is. And
They know us now.
yeah, I mean, but like some of our other players, they just didn't know. You know, they're like
Mhm.
Nica, Frankie, 5 star. You know, like Neiman. Like that was about it. Really, outside of that, I was like, you know, I want your Yuki, your Sherwin, your Bubs, your Boas to like get sets in there. So, I mean, what do you guys think would be like a better like kind of format for that, or how do you think I should approach that? So,
Uh,
and also too, I will say like Sunday, I felt so bad asking them to play anything. Like Sunday night, them boys have been chained to the cab for 3 days at this point. I'm just like, yo, you want to run a first to five against my boy right now? Like, you know, if you lose, you got to go home to your country looking like a chump. But like, my boy's my boy's fucking sick. I promise you. So,
I think it's really difficult because it's like you kind of want to appease like multiple factors. So it's like on the one hand, as guests, they want to play everyone in
mm,
America, but then as a competitor, they want to play the best players or a higher level set of competition. So it's like, I mean, it's really hard to see like where you could fit that in, but the way that I was looking at it was like, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, chances are that they're going to play everyone,
mm,
in some way, shape, or form. They're going to play casuals. They're going to get there. They're going to dominate a cab, you know. I was honestly thinking like maybe like Friday and Saturday, leave it to them to like stay on one cab and let everyone play them,
okay,
and and then like yeah, and this is just me spitballing. I'm not like you
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
coming out with anything, but then Sunday like for sort of like top eight kind of thing, like top eight, like top 16 kind of thing, like that level set of competition. Let those guys get in there and pick who they want to play kind of thing, and have like the players who got a chance to play them over like throughout the weekend, watch the higher level play and watch, because the thing is like it may seem as sort of like an elitist type of mentality, but in actuality it's more of a learning experience, because my experience that I harken back to is like when MOV came over here for Summer Cup, it's like I wasn't like at the level I am now. I was still like learning a lot more, but I knew from just watching him that he was beyond my skill level, and it's like being able to watch him throughout the entire weekend and just like literally sit behind him and just like see what he does, watch what he does with his hands and everything. I think I only played him like 5 times. Literally, I think I
Mm.
only played MOV 5 times. And just being able to do that and watch, I learned so much, and Frankie can attest to this too, that when I came back to New York, it was just such a level up. I literally sat there and I was leveling up without even knowing it,
Hmm.
you know?
And I
And
took
it's
that
like,
same approach when we went to Japan, and I was sitting behind Deshkin. I was
yeah,
like, I'm
exactly.
not gonna play him. Like Deshkin had to come to me and say, "Hey, let's play like a bunch of
Mhm.
games," because I was like, "No, there's no point. Like, I'd rather just watch you play all of these different matchups. Like, what am I
Yeah,
gonna get out of a Ken Mirror?" That's like what I was thinking. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, for everyone else who flies out, who gets a chance to play, they get their chances 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row to play, the Japanese competition, but then leave one day for like, you know, the more experienced players to sort of get in there and like go back and forth because who doesn't want to see like Yuki play against these guys? Who doesn't want to see,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bubbles, Cho, like Lance,
Mhm.
like Frankie,
Mame,
myself,
Amir,
like Mami, Neiman, like
Neiman.
all the
Yeah.
all these guys, Raven, like
Yeah.
Collins, like who doesn't want to see all these like upper echelon players, Sherwin, like I can go on. Who doesn't want to see these guys go at them like consistently, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there's so much that we can all learn just from like seeing that, and it's like I think maybe somewhere like some way to like get it going that way while still allowing other players to, play Friday, Saturday, Thursday kind of thing to
Hmm.
get their experience with them. Um that's the way that I was spitballing about it, but it's a difficult thing to tread because you have so many players, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I think the
So,
facilities definitely like made it a little bit tougher for you guys to like structure it in a way that was maybe comfortable. But I'm like just from the perspective because I've been lucky enough to be a visitor someplace, right? Like
Mm.
when I went to France, I
mhm,
was there and bro, I was handcuffed to the cab, but I felt it was my responsibility to be handcuffed to the cab. And I
Mhm.
yeah,
enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed that process of like playing everybody and I wanted to play everybody who wanted to play me. You know what I mean? And it
yeah,
was like it was a pleasure to do it. And not only that, but these guys can go on for days, bro. They don't
oh
get
yeah,
they I felt they were stronger Sunday night than they were like
Yeah.
in terms of energy, like they were just on it and on it and on it. So I wouldn't feel too bad about them like, playing a lot. I think that's what they're there to do. They have real lives too. This is
Mm.
a vacation for them too, and they probably won't get another chance like this to be like the center of everyone's attention. So I'm sure on some level it could be exhausting, but I'm sure they enjoyed every bit of like playing everyone as much as possible. You know, maybe Sunday, maybe, you kind of leave it open and
Yeah.
then there's a set time where, you know, the things happen. And I know like, personally, I enjoyed kind of playing them back to back when we did ours last year. Like I
Yeah.
enjoyed going, five with Kodama, like five with Genki, five with you
Shinta,
know,
Nisu,
Shinsa and all of them. Yeah, like just going back and forth, and it could be like that. It could be kind of like a reverse like Kumite type thing where like you
Mm.
have, and maybe some uncomfortable conversations have to happen for that to
Yeah.
happen, right? In terms of just like, well, who's qualifies? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To kind of be at the showcase level for that. People know. I don't think it's like it'll be like so controversial that Nika's up there, gauntleting them. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's like a I don't think that's a hot take. Who the fuck wouldn't want
Um,
to see that? So if you want to maybe agree on that before the event, so that it's like part of the schedule, so that there's no questions about who's gonna play like what, and but also kind of give them the entire Sunday to kind of to get called out by people. Like up until
yeah.
that point where it's like a cutoff. It's like, no, okay, now we're gonna do this thing here. I don't know
yeah,
either. I'm just spitballing myself, but you know, um, more structure would be welcomed on that day. And it's not, I told you guys already, I don't blame you guys. You guys ran a crazy stressful incredible event for 2 days, and you were just happy to kind of just you know
Just
not think of
make it out alive.
not think about something for a couple minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I took it. And it's like, yeah, like go for it.
Yeah,
But like I said, there's always room for kind of improvement, and just maybe making it more structured, more, who's allowed on comms,
Yeah.
and maybe put your young boys, like your young gods in charge of it, right? Like give them a chance to like kind of lead something, right? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like your scene and whoever's interested in, because there are plenty of qualified COs, in the audience, you know what I mean, who come from different scenes. So, if they've shown that they can do an event and do it unselfishly, then you give them a chance to like run something,
Mhm.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I think it was good. I think I might have been the only person who was like grouchy on Sunday. I think everybody else had fun, and it was nice to see it. And then by the end of the night, I was like having fun too. I was like going crazy too with them. So it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, don't worry about their stamina. They're fine. Trust me. They're
Well,
good.
I mean,
I was gonna mention that too. Like
yeah.
they'll tell you when they're tired. You know,
Bro, they don't
they're
get tired.
yeah,
Yeah.
but and you'll see like they don't get tired for shit. You
Nah,
know,
they're glowing. The nicotine is just glowing. The fucking aura. They would just come out, smoke a few, come right back in, and they're like reset. They're like ready to go again.
No, yeah. I mean, Madma told me because, like, I was like, at one point, I was like, "Hey, you can chill, bro. You don't have to play if you don't want to." Like, and he's like, "No, like, I come over here. This is what you guys brought me here to do. Like, this is what
Hmm.
I'm gonna do."
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
the
like,
point of
"All right."
pride.
I'm like, "Yeah, but like, you can take a break, bro. Like, go, go have a beer, relax for a second. You know, we've been playing 14-hour days this entire time, so." Because I mean, fuck, we'd get there at what, 12, and then end the night at 2 in the morning, like, 3 nights
Hmm.
in a row. So yeah,
Yeah.
brutal, brutal.
I think that like okay, and just I guess kind of just reflects what they already said, but like
Yeah.
I remember back in the TFC years, I was very hungry for a long time, especially in that time period. And like my
Hmm.
dream was to be like, okay, I want to go to TFC, and this is the Lance cab, and you can all play me first to five. I'm the main
Oh my
character of
god,
this
it's
cabinet.
empty, dude. It's just empty.
It's just me
Just
versus
fucking
everyone, first to five, and I would have played it for 3 days
you're playing the
straight.
CPU,
That would have been
just
my
like
I
dream.
cherry
do
stage.
I think people are into that though. I think if you're like, yeah, just we want you to
Yeah,
play everyone for a day. I
yeah,
think they'd be down.
I
I
think it'd
I
be
I
fun. Yeah,
I
I like
think
that.
one thing we can probably do to facilitate it a little better is because we knew this year was going to be big, and I think we and especially me, like I'll just take credit for this blunder, I guess, if you want to call it a blunder.
Um,
But always I was like, hey, what about this event? Oh, and we could do this. Oh, and we could do this. And so you end up packing the whole weekend with events, so there's just not quite enough time for casuals or first to fives
hmm.
to really fully ruminate. I don't know if
yeah,
that's the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Like we probably
yeah,
could have dropped the same character turning and be like, yeah, I mean it was fun. I think we all had fun doing it, but we could have dropped
Hmm.
it.
yeah,
I think maybe
yeah,
next year we just do like singles teams and something like some short exhibition, maybe like
yeah.
In and Out versus Whataburger, or or Ray's War. Like just something that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
takes an hour or
dude. The
two.
Raiders War would have went crazy this year. Holy fuck! Like,
yeah, definitely would have.
it would definitely would have been the end of the Open, but it would have went crazy for sure. So
Yeah, I think we can just like have Sunday just do a little short exhibition, get everyone in the venue, and just kind of just turn it
Hmm.
loose for first to fives and casuals for the rest of the day.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's
definitely.
part of the learning experience, right? Like less is more sometimes, and
Yeah.
yeah,
you know, but it's good. You have to experience it first to like kind of be like, okay, maybe this isn't it, right?
mm,
So,
Yeah, I
and
was
it
trying to
wasn't like it
add
was a
even
fuck you
more.
with.
I was trying to be like,
Oh
what
yeah.
if we had that format they had in Japan where it's like every player plays three characters? I was like, what if we did that too? So we'll just have like seven
Oh,
events.
sh-
oh my
And
god,
oh
eventually you're like, okay, I know
shit.
it's too much, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're running that one on Sunday, Lance. If you want to do it,
we're never
I
doing
want
that.
no
No,
part.
we got
I
to do
want no
less
part
events,
of
not
that.
more.
I want no part of that, sir. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Fuck, what else? What other
I don't
topics we
know.
want to cover?
Um, how was your guys?
how
So how was from a competitive standpoint? But how was your feeling playing like the very top Japanese, like in terms of, I mean, so obviously in teams, you guys were in grand finals. You beat Hayao's team. That was a big memeable moment. everything.
He'd be high out.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Steam.
yeah. No, that Frankie OCV'd that team, if I remember right.
He
Is
did.
that correct?
He
Yeah. So
did.
talk a little bit about the teams run. How you guys did in singles. I want to hear a little bit about that.
Oh, you got it, Paul.
I don't know. I felt like we it was me, Envy, and Lloyd, and we all had like significant moments throughout that team run.
Hmm.
So I'm very proud of it. I'm very
Yeah.
proud that um and it was important. I feel like especially that first day, it was really important to establish a tone
Hmm.
that we weren't gonna lay down like as a country, and if particularly, right, with the Japanese players like teaming up with, like Kyoshiro, it would have been a travesty if they were in grand finals in my head,
Yeah.
because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like they were able to carry somebody to grand finals. That's how free America is. And it would have just been, to me, it would have been a failure.
Hmm.
Like
That would
to
have been unacceptable. Yeah.
Right, right. And I think Lloyd and I kind of agreed to that without even speaking about it. It was just like, no, we can't. Like, we're gonna when we have to beat this team. Like, it's not even a question. Like, we have to find a way to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was such a great like showcase event, because then you had like Yuki's team, right? They had Neiman and Mame, and it was just like, I mean, it had no Niaban, and it was Yuki, Niaban, and who else?
Manma.
There's one
You
more.
can and Manma.
Manma, right, Manma. So it was like it was just great that there was like a lot of different like meshes of teams. Like some were like West Coast, California coded, and some were New York coded, and then there was some like in betweeners, right? And but the level was just so high, and just personally for my singles run, um, I lost to Nika, I lost to Shaw, um, and
Sorry, Paul.
hey, that's the game. I have to get better, right? I have to like rethink my strategy against the Twins. Clearly,
I,
um,
I think that harkens back to what we were saying, like just the aspect of us having to play each other.
mhm.
Like that was
Right, right, right.
the
We
one- the
should get
one
back to
the,
that.
the one thing, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, never mind.
yeah. No, it's just like kind of just generally, it was a very. It kind of felt um like I haven't had that feeling in a while, where every decision felt like life or death against the Japanese players, right?
Yeah,
Like, and it's like it's kind of like a virgin, Like it felt like, oh man, like I feel like it's that same like anxiety that you get when you first start the game and just first like stepping up to the cab after waiting for a long time, and like you're like wanting to prove yourself. It's like kind of that same feeling where everything is just super optimized, and then in understanding that your opponent will make everything hurt as much as possible, your game tightens up. And then that was just a learning experience as well. And I think, we played through it, I think, and we got looser as we played them. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, it was just fun, man. It was just like there's nothing, and I had a very similar feeling as this when Shinta came to New York, man. I was lucky enough to like basically have him to myself. I had him
and Nisu.
and Nisu-san, yeah. And him and Nisu-san to myself, pretty much. And that like just lit a fire under me. And it was like, the games versus Nisu weren't even particularly close. Like I was like doing really well against him. And me and Shinta were just like kind of going back and forth. And Nika knows that Ken is a matchup that I like been struggling with recently. And then I kind of like relearned it with Shinta, and now I feel like confident again in it. But it was just playing at that level, man. It's just nothing more invigorating than that. Like when Shinta left, I was so pumped. I was like, all right, let's like get right back to it. And I think that's why we were able to hop right on Fight Kid as soon as the tournament ended. And this, I have not recovered from this weekend, quite frankly. Like
Yeah,
I still can't sleep until like 2:30 in the morning. Like all I'm thinking about is Third Strike, and it's like it's a fun feeling. I feel like a fucking schoolboy again. Like I feel like but
yeah,
yeah, just real quick to go back to the top eight thing, like like restructuring the top eight. It was kind of like beating Niabon was so like bittersweet, because like he beat he got me at Jazzy, I got him at Evo, he got me at TSB, so it was nice to get him back. Me and him just always go back and forth, and then it immediately deflated. I'm like, fuck, I gotta play Lloyd again.
Hmm.
It's like the New York team kill. I was like, shit. And in the moment, you don't want to make excuses. You're like, shit, whatever. If we didn't want to be in this position, we both should have won, and we should have met in fucking winners finals. You know what I mean? But we're here. But yeah, I don't know. And then like the Japanese had a team kill too in that same round, right? So
Yeah.
like Sho ended up losing, and then I ended up losing. So I don't know if there's anything, if there's an ethical way to
Mhm.
restructure things so that narratively things are as satisfying as possible. Maybe that's something that can be discussed amongst like the greater Third Strike community, and is reseeding a top 16 or top 8 like worth I guess the grief of doing it, right? Because there's always going to be questions about that, right? Like collusion and all this stuff or whatever the fuck. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I made no secret amongst the people I was talking to about it going in. That's like, yeah, like I'm gonna seed top 16, not based on 1 through 16 in exact skill order, but we're chasing narratives here. So the big thing was like,
Mhm.
I want Nika and Frankie on opposite sides of the bracket. I want E and Amir on opposite sides of the bracket. I want me and Yuki on opposite sides. I want the Japanese to not play each other as much as I can, and I want Frankie versus
Right.
Frankie versus Yao. That's my key matchup. It's the
And
Vince
that's like
McMahon
reasonable
approach.
too.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to do too, because you don't want like Goku and Vegeta to fight first round, even though they call them out first round.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like you want to see them later on, and you know that's how it is. But the the fact is, just the level of competition was just so high,
Mhm.
and for me, the teams was like I'm really happy with the teams run because it was like such a well balanced team. We
Mhm.
almost OCV'd every team. Like we each
Mhm.
almost had an OCV in every round, which was really nice. Um, but just having that sort of like all that work that we put in culminate into that teams run, and then for singles too, it's like the same idea. Like
Mhm.
we work hard for all of that, and then we take our little break, and then boom, we focus up for top 8 where the real tournament starts for us. And it was just a different battlefield at that point. It was like because you know it when you see like the top level for Japanese players, like they have that stone look on their face, except for Hayao because for obvious reasons. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everyone else was like so like focused on every movement that they made, and it's like if they made a mistake, you felt it, you know.
Mhm.
Like when
Yeah.
Sho got hit with that 720,
Oh.
that was like right there. Like you felt it in his soul. Like you could
Yeah.
feel it through the
Yep.
screen, and I'm just like, man, he was like just that one inaccuracy.
Yeah, and I
But
thought about that too. That exact game I thought about because it was like um, two things. Like the one, I was really impressed by like how fiery the Japanese players were. Like all
yeah,
of them, they were like hitting the buttons fucking hard. They were getting
Hmm.
excited when they were winning, and it's just again that shows you that where they think we are, right? Like it's
yeah,
not just us. Like we're not living in delusion here. Like they were so intensely focused for top 8, and it was fun to watch. And it was funny too because I was thinking about that show Hayao match too because when he got caught with the 720, you know they they're part of American tournaments, so they were practicing our traditions here. Like they went and like gave each other like a good games thing. But
Mhm.
I fucking know if they were in Japan, Show would have never given him that.
yeah,
He would have left. He was mad, bro, and I get it. 'Cause that
Dude,
shit
yeah.
sucks. Dude.
dude,
Like,
poor show too. Like Daniel posted the clip on Twitter and he tagged him in it. So now anytime there's a
Oh
comment
yeah,
or whatever, it just automatically sends him a notification.
yeah.
listen,
Uh,
And
we've
then
all been there.
and then Frankie.
Frankie said, yeah, yeah.
I can
Oh yeah,
sympathize with you.
everyone in this chat has been there. I've been there with Big Nasty and Flannel Jack. Just every
Right,
Yep.
time
right, yeah.
someone quote tweets, it's like, oh, yep, I did lose to a taunt. That's right. And Frankie losing to the useless. What is it? The useless move.
The
Oh
useless
my
move that he must
Dude,
god.
have
I got
killed like everyone with as
yeah, I
well.
got hit
I
with
feel
that
like everyone
fucking
got hit.
button like so many times this
Dude, and
weekend,
it
dude.
beats so many things. He'd be a little forward with that shit. He'd be, throws. He'd be Chun Li's with the crouch roundhouse. It's so many. It's a great move.
I
Yeah.
don't
And then
want
he even killed somebody with the butt slam, which I thought
to.
was a useless move. He the
Uh,
crouch roundhouse. He killed
mhm.
somebody with that, and it worked. It was like it was a call out. So listen, man, this game's great.
It's a
Um,
call.
This game is amazing. I love this fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to like just on the USA versus Japan topic. So we kind of already talked about this a little bit, but someone had posted recently like the score of USA versus Japan from like what was it, like 2002, like the first one
Mm.
that had like Watson on the
Mm.
team, and it was like 24-5 or some crap. I don't remember the score.
Jeez
Um,
Louise.
to now where it was like, okay, we were one round away from winning.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
huge swing. So that's really cool. And then obviously, um, following up on that, so last year you guys won. You just won 3SO. Nica
Mhm.
first, Frankie second. This year you were the two highest placing Americans. Obviously, we were playing like the very, some of the cream of the crop of Japan ever. I guess my question is like, do you feel like the difference in the last few years has come down to you've just continued to improve your skill set? Is there some mindset changes here? Like so what's the difference that has gotten us as far, and then what's the difference it's going to take to get beyond that?
Hmm.
And I say
I would
us, I really
say,
mean you guys, because I was not in top eight or beating Hayao or so on. I'll leave it to you guys.
well, I would say for sure it's the I mentioned this before somewhere else, but it's the tools that we have. Um, it's kind of like being able to use FightK to the best of our ability with like the scripts and everything like that, and me uploading like the inputs. I know people don't really like the inputs or the hitboxes when watching a match, but you get so much insight into seeing how both defensively and offensively how players do it. Like just it's such a treat to have Cooney play online, to have like Issei play online, or have like some other top players play online, and you're able to see the way that you can sort of understand the way that they think with their inputs. Like when do they block, when are they actually mashing, when do they get nervous in a certain position. And it's like when you get that, you have a better understanding, and it's like you try to apply that here, but it's a little more difficult because the American style is different. For us, we just want to, parry everything. We want to get like, that big combo. We want to like, show off kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
the clips.
yeah, the clips, and it's worse now than it was back then when we first started. But the difference is that the tools that we have now are far better for honing in on those little situations. So it's like for me, I was able to work on um like whenever I would walk up and grab someone in the corner. This is like a very specific. I'm gonna start talking third strike, but I'm sorry. Um, like whenever I would walk up and grab, and people seen this, I would walk up, grab like once, twice, three times. Whenever I would walk up, grab on a player, and then I see them neutral jump or jump back, I would react with super right after, right? And it's like situations like that, I wouldn't really be able to practice that consistently by just playing online because of like delay and everything like that. But going on to Fight Kid and actually doing that and setting a save state to like practice that makes all the difference. Like the amount of save states that we have, it's like the amount of things that we practice to like get used to that makes all the difference in terms of the situations, and we didn't have that back then. So that allows us to catch up. But then now, in terms of like where we are, I would say like I would say it's just a style difference, you know. For them, it's always been a style difference, and they're much more calm, calculated, and more. They're much quicker to adapt than we are. And I've been saying this for years, but I think it's a byproduct of them playing a one game sort of format, one game, single limb format, and it really caters towards that. It really hones in on that survival instinct, in the game. You can't take that risk for a parry. You can't take that risk for like, oh, let me go for this combo. I'm not sure if it'll work. No, you play extremely careful. And we see that when they come here and they play us, you know? Even in just regular casual games, they just stand there. They don't do anything. Like I was telling Frankie this for the entire week, but having Yamoto walk up to me after a knockdown, he does low short, and then he walks back full screen. I'm like, what the hell is that about? I I have never seen that ever before in my life. Every Dudley player would get in, low short, then like toward medium kick, grab, whatever it is. This guy did low short, he walked back the entire screen. I was like in culture shock because I was like, no way. Like, is he not? Is he like scared of me? Does he think I'm not like a competition for him? Like, I was like, I didn't know what to think, but at that point, I was just like, okay. The more I played, I got used to his style, and I became more comfortable. So yeah, that's just what I think it comes down to now. It's just the comfort with their style and getting reps with them. So
Yeah, I think also, for me personally, especially now in my advanced age, I don't believe in endless grinding. I believe in like efficiency. I believe in, you can improve as a player if you put in 20 minutes of training mode every single day. And if you have goals like you lay in your session once a week or this week, you know, yeah, you can make gains that way. Because I feel that I've gotten my most improved in this last 2 years. I feel like I really took another jump. And I think it's just been based off of that efficiency. It's based off of using Fight you can't replicate their scene, or we can't replicate their geography either. Like they're just all concentrated next to each other in these hubs where they're able to play, the as close to as high a level as they can for each character. We can't replicate that. So we have to simulate that using drills. You gotta drill shit. You gotta like find what situations are common in a matchup and you drill it. Because it's important that it's in your hands so you're not thinking about it. So you can think about important shit that's going on in matchups like adjustments, and it's all of that. It's using the tools like Lloyd said, um, but it's also sharpening the people around you too. Like as soon as 3SO ended, I went to Phil was nice enough to invite me to the Dudley Discord, and I've been playing a lot of Dudley because I struggle against Dudley. So I'm playing Dudley so that I can show people what Yamoto's doing with Dudley so that they can do it to me and they can sharpen me up. Right?
yeah,
Like I'm not afraid to lose in the short term so that I can win in the long term. And I think that that's something that the top players, for a long time didn't believe in. It was like save it for nationals, save it for nationals. No, I want people to kick my teeth in with this shit that's pissing me off so I can get better, right? Because
yeah,
the goal is always somewhere else. And ultimately, we're on the same side of this. You know what I mean? Like anybody who had success who was an American, at 3SO, I felt like I had success too. And so
hmm
it's like being willing to sharpen the people around you up so that you can improve and not being afraid of how that looks. Yeah, you're going to lose a couple times. When you're practicing very specific things, you're going to lose.
yeah,
That's part of the process of it. And not having just letting go of the ego, like surrounding that, just makes improvement so much easier. And I feel like because Nika started like his Discord and having everybody kind of come together with that mentality of like, you check that shit at the door. You get over yourself. If you're in that Discord, it's because you've gotten over yourself. And you're able to like collaborate and you're able to, like I said, take those short-term losses for like the long-term gain. And I think that's made all the difference is that I feel like for the first time, everybody is invested in everybody else's improvement. And it
yeah,
shows. It just shows that I think the proof is in the pudding, right? Like, there was something, I'm not sure if we spoke about it here or I spoke about it with Lloyd separately, but it was so sick just seeing everybody kind of cheer each other on throughout the weekend, because we
yeah,
practiced with each other for the whole year. So it was like
yeah,
sick to be like, oh shit, they're playing right now. Let me like stop by real quick. And
yeah,
it's a great feeling, and I think that in order for us to get to that next level, it takes for us to have experiences like this so that we can understand what our gaps are. But then it also takes putting in the work afterwards and being very deliberate about what we're doing. And I think we're on a good path right now.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think I can echo what you're saying only because I think from my mindset for a long time is I definitely bought into the oh Japan's so far above America, we'll never catch up. And it was to the point where I was like, look, it's not even interesting. Like, of course Japan should
Mm,
beat us. They have such a better advantage. Like, I don't care if I'm never as good as Nuki. Like, of course I wouldn't be. I didn't grow up in Tokyo. I grew up in Alaska. Like, my peers are the people who I'm playing on Fightcade. That's who I want to beat. And I
my
think
peers are the glaciers.
yeah, right, well, yeah, that's true. And I think seeing these last couple years of just like America being more and more competitive on the world stage, it really underlines that, like, yeah, like the Americans are your training partners, not your competitors. I mean, yeah, we compete amongst ourselves, of course, like everyone, it's a competitive game, but yeah, like it's not like the Japanese are totally out of reach. For now,
Yeah.
the very, very top guys, we're not quite there yet, but the grinding is moving in that direction. And it doesn't feel unattainable anymore. So yeah, I mean, I say that after I just lost 10-0 to show, but this is all theoretical. So
Yeah, but when it mattered, it was you beat his ass
Yeah,
twice. So
That's
yeah.
right.
You
That's
gotta let
right.
that one go. You gotta let that one go, Lance. You gotta let that one go.
I'm not letting
It's
it.
fine.
I've already said I'm dedicating the rest of my life to beating show. Like that's the next 30 years.
Showstoppers. Let's go.
Um, you'll get over it, Lance. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I've got a whole thing like envisioned. Like I live my life through like movie scenes. I'm like, oh, like that's how I'm feeling at this moment. So, I was watching
Mhm.
Rocky because I was trying to. It's like the Japanese need to watch Rocky. They could never understand my story, because I'm from Alaska. Like I'm just Rocky for that movie. Like, so, oh, you're a bum, whatever.
Um,
So I was watching that, and I was like, okay, I've already got it envisioned. 1 year from now, I'm gonna come out. Show's gonna come back. We're gonna fly him back. He has to come. He doesn't have a choice. And I'm gonna come out, like in Kill Bill Volume 1, the bride comes out in her yellow jumpsuit and she yells, "Oh, Renishi, we have unfinished business." And that's what I'm gonna
Please
fucking
don't
do.
wear the jumpsuit.
I'm
Please
wearing the
don't wear the
jumpsuit, bro.
jumpsuit, dude.
Please wear the jumpsuit.
Yeah,
Oh my
definitely wear the
god.
jumpsuit.
Yeah, the rest of my life is
Right.
dedicated. He beat me 10-0, and then he said, "Lance, take a picture with me," and took a picture of us both.
Oh
I will
my
never forgive
god.
him. This is on
Okay.
for life now.
You
Oh
do gotta place
man.
himself in like his shoes, like he's arguably the best young in Japan. Whoever who you want to talk to about that, but he's definitely in a conversation. So he comes over here, he plays in the exhibition, country versus country, and Lance dumpsters him 2-0. Like,
I mean, it wasn't a
I mean, it's
dumpster,
not
but
you can't even say it's a single
No,
game, right?
no,
Because you got
you
the run
dumpstered
back.
him.
You got the
Yeah,
run
the guy.
back.
Right, right.
You really
Listen.
think he can get on that plane and go back to his home country and like live with that? He had to. He had to
Hmm.
throw down the gauntlet, dude.
You
Yeah.
beat the Evo champion
Yep.
sure.
Hmm.
twice.
The world champ twice.
World champ twice, so he's gotta hold that shit.
All right. Well, we're gonna play again. We're gonna play again. That's all I'll say.
If a single game, God help him.
Yep.
God
I
help him.
know
The first of fives I think were the only like sort of troublesome thing for
that. Yep.
for the
Yeah.
weekend. But being able to like being so close to beating Hayao, but then losing to Yamoto the way that I did. I
Hmm.
I was telling everybody, I'm like, I'm gonna revolutionize that matchup now. Like
Hmm.
no more of this no more of like, okay, 7-3 Dudley. I
Hmm.
mean it is still 7-3 Dudley, but for myself, I wanna revolutionize it to make it the same way that I feel about Ken. Like for me, I feel like Ken versus Yang, I feel like it's 5-5 for me.
Hmm. Whereas before the narrative was like, oh, Ken has an advantage in the
Yeah,
matchup, but
it was like,
it's a
oh,
winning
it's
matchup for him.
yeah, exactly, and he like beats Yang clean kind of thing.
Hmm.
But no, I think for Dudley, I want to at least make it like 5.5 kind of thing, But
I feel the same way, right? Because like he said, Deshkin easy.
oh
And
yeah,
so
that's
it's
right,
like
that's right. Yeah,
shit, like, and everybody that I've spoken to in Japan, in America, who plays Ken, fucking hates Dudley. So I'm devoted to, like, I have to change this. I have to figure something out. And
yeah,
that's the beauty about this game. Things have been figured out and, re-figured out like over and over again, right? So
yeah.
that's part of my motivation too.
I mean, on the one hand, when I lost to Yumoda, I just went up to everyone. I'm like, you see, I told you guys, it's 7-3 Dudley. I'm not kidding around. But then, but then the next moment, I'm like, no, I need to consult with the sensei on this one because I'm not letting that go. Like the same
Yeah.
way that Lance feels with Cho
The
is the
show,
same
yeah, I feel the
is the
same
same
Yeah.
way, bro.
is the same way I feel with like the Dudley matchup. So you know,
Hmm.
the one highlight though, like I was able to beat me. That was nice and all. That
Yeah, that was
Yamoto
sick.
that Yamoto one left a bad taste in my mouth. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's another example of the stamina, right?
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
how at the end of the weekend we're kind of like tuckered out, like ready to dip, and these guys are just still on.
yeah,
And that was an experience in Japan too, because like I've never had more intense migraines than when I was in Japan, between like the cigarette smoke and the lights
Yeah.
and the playing for fucking 6 7 hours hard straight.
Yeah.
uh, it's something to work on. Like that's another aspect of my game that I want to improve, is like being able to maintain and even exceed,
yeah,
highest level, like the further, the more I play. Because I was like exhausted by the time I started the first of fives with them. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna stay up. And
yeah,
they were just going, bro. And when I called my Uber to go, all I hear is these motherfuckers yelling, like, just keep on going, keep on going. They had the beer in their hand, and it's like, shit, I want to get to that. I want to be able to like do that and have that insane stamina. So, um, but yeah, that was the one low point of the weekend, I think, for us. But
yeah,
it's I think it's a I also think that's part of why we came back so like hot and bothered, like ready to play.
yeah,
Like if it had ended on like such a sweet note, I don't think we would have came like that. But I think it's you got to turn the negatives into a positive. You know what I mean? And that's how I'm looking at it. That's how I
yeah,
had to
exactly.
look at the Hayao thing too. Got to turn it into a positive. I don't know how, but you can do it. So however you ended your 3SO run, turn that shit into a positive and just and get excited.
Yeah, there's a couple things I
Well,
want to comment of what you guys brought up. So I think, yeah, this is the first time I've seen in a maybe ever, of like the big tournament happened and we didn't all just go into hibernation for 3 months. I feel like that's what usually happens. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, like everyone was just like, oh, on Fightcade the next day. I look at Nika's Discord, there's like freaking 10 people in voice, and I was like, oh, we're
Oh yeah,
serious. Maybe it
yeah,
helps that
well,
we already know like we want to do this again, so we're already looking forward to like next year. Okay,
Right.
net training starts today. Yeah,
Hmm.
I
yeah.
think that's cool. I also thought it was cool that like Lloyd's talking about like wanting to redefine the matchup, because I really feel, and you guys can let me know if I'm wrong, and maybe like this was just in my brain, but I kind of feel like in the American mindset for a long time was like, oh, if you want to improve, just watch the Japanese. The top Japanese are so far above this that all you can really do is just like trace their footsteps. They've already made the path. You just walk behind them, and that's how you'll get better within your own thing. But at
Hmm.
this point, you guys have come so close to competing at the very or for like the very peak players that it's like, okay, I'm at the level now where I can just redefine the matchup. I think that's really cool.
yeah, yeah. And I think one of the mistakes that I realized that I made afterwards was like during the whole like singles and I came to realize like not that I'm on the same level as KO, but the fact is that um I can come up with my own moment for that. I can adjust my own way. I can come up with some ideas that maybe KO hasn't done, and that's what losing to Yamoda really brought up to me, because even afterwards having a conversation with like Sho and Yamoda about it, they're talking about beating Deshiken like easy, you know. They're talking about like how other Yangs are free to Yamoda, you know, how KO like doesn't really play Yamoda as much. And I'm just like, man, like I don't like, the competitor in me doesn't like that.
Hmm.
I like to be able to like sit there and just say like, okay, I really want to show something different, you know,
Hmm.
and sort of like mature in that aspect. And it's like that's what really like brought on that sort of fire to say like, okay, no more 7-3. It's going to suck, and it'll be tough, but there's a certain way to play, and I'm more than willing to like change like certain things in my style to do that. You know?
They were so funny too because like I felt the same way about like I felt so dejected after losing 5-0, and then he told me, I mean 5-1, and then he told me, um oh yeah, like all the Kens are easy. Like he started naming them. He's like, that's easy. He's crazy, you know. He's like a wild dude. Easy, easy.
Uh,
And then hearing that gave me life. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not far away. It's just we're not thinking about this right. Like this is a puzzle. Like I gotta sort this out. And it's like getting into the proper mindset of it, which is gonna be okay, in my experimentation in this matchup, I'm going to lose to a lot of Dudleys that I probably wouldn't normally lose to if I just kind of played them, you know, and just played my game. But that's like you have to mentally prepare yourself for that process. No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be doing weird shit. I'm gonna be standing at ranges where I'm uncomfortable, you know, pressing buttons or thinking of strategies that might not be, you know, natural to me. And in
yeah,
that process, I'm gonna lose, you know, and that's cool because I'm gonna bring it back, you know. I remember um a few years ago I thought my offense was really weak, so I just went crazy, like trying to attack all the time. And you know, it's you know, you go to that extreme so that you can bring it back to your mean, and then and integrate that with what you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. And I have no doubt that Lloyd is going to redefine that matchup, and that I will redefine the Dudley matchup. I have no doubts about it. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of cooperation with everybody else, right? Like
yeah.
getting reps with strong players and and doing the damn thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Ray, have any thoughts?
I gotta learn how to play third strike. Just period. Like I gotta start.
Oh,
Right.
please.
There's square one for me. So.
Oh, please. Don't give me that.
Lance is gonna redefine the Yun Chun matchup.
Mhm.
He's actually gonna reposition Chun as the top tier character in the game.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys saw the stuff that Cho put on Twitter about this is how many characters were in top 8 and top 16 and top 24.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that.
It's a okay, I'm just saying. Not only at
It's a gun.
it's a Yun dominant world. 3SO2, pre co-op for like the last 4 years they did it. Evo Japan. Yun's kind of broken, guys. It's up to us courageous, heroic Chun Li players to
My goodness.
to overcome
Lance is
the
the victim
difficult
for
odds.
sure. Lance is the victim in this.
I'm
So.
the yeah. Oh, Amir knows. Chun A tier, Yun S tier. You know, we have some work to. Yeah, I think me and Amir I have to we have to redo this whole path.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I think Gavin, you, Amir were like really coping with each other. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this character's not that good, huh? Look at this shit. But like, it's funny because I think I don't want to just dismiss it. Like, I think there is some credit to it. Chun-Li's still broken, but
She's
there is some
broken.
credit to like what you're talking about like the meta shifting, where like the stable characters are no longer the strongest. Like Ken, Chun are no longer really who wins. It's like the ones that make you make a decision, right? Like the Makotos, the Yuns, the Dudleys, the Chun, the Yangs, all those characters have crept up because they can do that. But that's no excuse. It's just you
No.
got to find a way to make it stable again.
Hmm.
I'll
That's all.
I'll I'll tell you one thing, and Lance, you're gonna have to take comfort in this. I was on the Yun team at Co-op Cup with the strongest Yuns in the world,
Hmm.
and we just played against two players. This is a two-man team that's using Chun.
I remember
A
this.
two-man team
Yep.
against
Yeah,
five,
monster.
against five,
Hmm.
and we almost lost.
Yeah, I remember that
That's
match.
the best Yuns in the world, and we almost lost against two players who picked your character. So
I mean,
just
MOV
throwing
does
that
not
out
play
there.
the same character as me. I'll just say that he plays a different. He plays a different Chun
Mind,
Li.
mind you, MOV and Nuki don't even play like that anymore. So
Mm.
the fact, I mean, make of that what you will, but that's yeah, Chun is not lower than Please stop.
You gotta let us have this one. We haven't won shit in so long. Yeah, me and Amir can have a episode just about Chun Li. So, and yeah, and Gavin's invited to whatever Chun Li's
Yeah,
want to come on this coping episode. We'll do it.
it'll be a roundtable like group therapy session. It'll be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Face, Gavin, all you guys.
Yep. Tommy said he might start playing again, so if we can
Tommy.
get Tommy on here, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, great! Speaking of, great job on commentary, Lance. I feel like you're a very
Yeah.
great commentator, and it was it's always such an honor to be commentated by like you and Tommy. Honestly, it's always nice because I
Oh.
honestly I'm always let down when I'm like commentated by bad commentators because I feel like I do a lot of sick shit and it always goes over people's heads, but not you guys. You guys caught my genius, so it's fine.
I appreciate it. I'd already talked to Ray about this. I said I'm not the right guy. Like I don't have the energy. Let's get Tommy and like a really energetic, like a hold that. Let's get like a Tommy hold that duo next year. So I mean
Get
I
a laugh, get a
appreciate it,
laugh.
but I'm kind of like a. I think Ryan called me like ASMR commentary once. I was like, yeah, that sounds right.
Well, you could be the color guy. You could be the
Um,
third one, right? Who like
Yeah,
interjects every now and again.
yeah,
Tell me more, Frankie. Tell me more.
yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, that was I just want to commend you on that. That was good. Good top eight commentary.
Yeah, it was.
Appreciate
It
it.
was. It was really. It was
Continue that
like
top eight. That was good.
it was just smooth sailing for top eight for sure.
Mhm.
Golf
Commentary is
commentator.
important.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So, do you guys have? I don't know. I don't know if you want to put it in public or anything, but do you guys have people in mind where it's like, man, if we could get them to come next year, I want to play those guys.
I feel like you always need a low tier hero, right? I'm thinking, I'm thinking of Lucifer. You know, I'm thinking somebody who plays
Piero.
like yeah, a Piero, like somebody who plays a heroic character, right? Like something like that. I always think you want to have top tier representation. You know, like a strong Chun, you know, or a strong Yun, something like that. But I don't know.
Maybe
As long as the characters are diverse, I think that's what makes like the top eight feel a lot more validated. You know, because you have like a lot of different character representation. Like, I mean, this top eight was like completely across the board. It was like fucking Young, Makoto, Dudley, Ken, Hugo, Yang. Like it was with everyone. Chun, right? So and
Yep.
that's kind of like what you want. You know, you want like the best players of their characters to be like represented in top eight, right? Because I haven't heard that shit in a while. Oh,
Mm,
Chun Yang Ken, you know,
hmm
because
Yeah.
a lot of these top eights lately in the last couple of years have been very diverse. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so I just think as long as you keep it like diverse, you gotta you gotta please the people. You know, you gotta give them their low tier heroes, and I think it's good. I don't really have anybody in mind though. What about you?
I would say Kodai is one.
So.
Um, Kodai is one. Um, Sugiyama is another one that I was interested in.
Yeah, see the
Um,
low tier heroes.
yeah.
Sugi, who's the Ibuki? Who's the Ibuki? What's his name? Like the
Higa?
best one.
There's Higa, yeah, but
Higa, son.
I'm not sure how much he plays. I mean,
Or Red.
somebody's gonna have to tell us. But
Yeah,
I know Collins just wants all the young players to come out.
hmm
yeah. He
You
wants
know,
like an army, a young army to come.
yeah. But I would say like some type of balance, like a Kodai and like like a Michael kind of thing. You know,
Mm.
Yeah, I was thinking
like
Michael. Honestly, Mike would
yeah,
be a good Michael Tan.
yeah. Um, yeah, and there's so many other players that you can get. I mean,
Yeah,
because I'm looking at players that like the American scene hasn't experienced before.
right. Yeah,
So it's like we've experienced Ken, we've experienced Ryu, we've experienced I mean maybe there's a Goki that we can experience
to be matched.
like an actual Goki main.
Yeah,
Yeah, like something like that.
I think people get a kick out of watching match play because he's so animated too. He's like a
hmm
lot of
Mm.
fun. He's mean. I
Yeah.
like him. He's fucking mean. That guy. I love it.
Yeah, okay, Collins, you just want one yun. Don't lie to me. Um let's see. Urian, I know RX would probably like to come.
Mhm.
Um yeah, I mean there's like
I think
Tominaga.
starting at yeah.
Tominaga
I think oh
would like to.
yeah. I think boss. I would love to see a boss because he plays so many different characters too.
Oh,
So it'd
that's a
be
good
pretty
one.
cool to
Yeah.
like. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think
definitely.
yeah. Look at those Newton first to 10 and just start brainstorming. See which ones kind of make
Maybe
sense.
maybe just like the second half of Third Monster, Michael and
Yeah,
Boss,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah. You know, another thing too that I wanted to mention, I'm glad that you're bringing this up now, is that I think it was such a big deal that, you guys invited some Japanese players and then other Japanese players just like took it upon themselves to join them
Hmm.
because like it kind of sets a new precedent for like the potential for these events. Like it's not just on the TOs to bring these guys out in order to make an
Yeah,
event. Like who knows, right? Because yeah, they want to have a good time too. They don't want to be the only people speaking Japanese here, right? So they're kind of
Yeah,
now they know that the skill level is such that it's a worthwhile trip, right? Like we treat, we're treating them good. Like they have a blast when they're here. And so who knows, right? Like who knows what other top players you're gonna bring. You're gonna get sucked into that gravity of like a Michael Tan coming and like who's he close with that he would like to spend an extended
yeah,
weekend with, like playing Third Strike in America, right? Like all these possibilities kind of open up now. So I think it was a great precedent that they set. Shout out to like Hirorio and Mama, for joining, and it was just sick. It was just awesome. Just
yeah.
excited to see like what surprises come about, right? Because even TSB, like they just announced who like Michael Tan, there was a
YSB.
YSB.
Yeah.
Yeah,
YSB.
bro, it's like it's going.
Yoko Remy as well.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
going.
yeah,
This fucking ship is sailing, bro. This is
mhm.
great.
Yeah, we got a good deal this year. We paid for two, got six. It's not bad, dude.
This
That's
is
Yeah,
pretty.
so
That's pretty.
that's not bad.
Buy,
Not bad.
buy two, get
I
four
think you're
free.
for free. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta start
uh,
yeah.
negotiating. Be like, okay, if we pay for you, how many of your friends will you bring?
yeah, I know, right? I will give you mini beers, mini beers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's a testament to you guys like hosting them well and like making it worthwhile, right?
yeah,
Because like they're gonna go back home and they're gonna sing the praises of the event and get them interested too. Like even if they're not particularly like sponsored for the flight, I'm sure they'll make it work,
yeah.
right? Because you want to be with your friends during an event like this. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like the Michael. I mean, I got Chun Li on the mind. We haven't had a Chun Li player
Mm.
mhm.
come out. Um,
Yeah,
Michael.
we need that.
Yeah.
People need to be corrected
Mm.
about their opinion of Chun Li.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, yes, very much
Michael
so.
Oryu, Nuki. Um, there was.
MOV would be a nice
Mhm.
Yeah,
return to America. I mean,
Uh,
even though he went to CEO, but to come
yeah,
to a
no,
pure
but yeah,
Third Strike event, that would be nice to see him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the Japanese casually mentioned you should ask Nuki, which now that
yeah,
that's out in the atmosphere, I'm like, okay. If any of you, the Japanese players, are watching this podcast on YouTube or something, and you just want to put it in Nuki's ear, we will fly him out. Absolutely, we'll make that. So yeah, let us know. Yeah, Ray, you just want to bring
all right.
Mester?
Yeah, Mester is the goat, dude. I love Mester so much, man. Number one Yun for sure. Plays with all heart. He drops
Yeah.
everything. It's no big deal. Fuck it. Like, fuck it. We
Yeah, I
ball.
know. And I would love to see. I know he doesn't play anymore, but fucking Deshkin, bro, that'd be fucking fun for
Yeah.
me personally. That's my
So,
selfish
so I will say we
opinion.
tried. We tried this year.
Yeah,
That was like one of the attempts we made, but he's just like apparently just MIA. Like no one knows where he's at, what the hell he's doing. So, but
I
that was
respect
a
that.
player that we tried this year because, yeah, who doesn't want to see Dashikan play? Dude, like
Yeah, bro.
fucking
Deshikin's one of those
amazing,
names
so
that
fast.
transcends the game, right? Like Hayao kind of
Yeah,
like
Hmm. Hmm.
transcends the game. Deshikin's that same way. I feel like.
Yeah, he's that level of like special player, right? Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
I'm
like
just sad.
KO and
I'm just sad
yeah.
that KO will never get on an airplane.
Do it. We can put him on a boat, dude. We can sail his ass over here if we need to. Like we'll find some way.
You put him on a container, I don't know, but still,
the shipping container.
yeah. But yeah,
We
that's
just have to kidnap him. It's no big deal. We'll just
Yeah.
chloroform him and fucking throw him on a United flight. Let's go.
Amir said someone send Resolve to TSB. Yeah, they need to experience that over there. Like
Hmm.
oh yeah, that would be nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
Resolve's a monster. I'm really bummed he couldn't come out this year. So
It's
him
okay.
or
I'm gonna personally see to that he gets taken care of next time there's a big event because I can't. I love that kid. He's so sick,
Mhm.
yeah,
and he's what's right about what we're doing. Right? He's
yeah.
like a young fucking upstart, fucking goblin. This motherfucker's just good. And he caught up so fast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he came here to play, like he was playing for like long sessions like that, and I'm like, you want to take a break? Like, you want anything? Like, no, keep playing.
Man,
Like, all right, it's been 4 hours, but keep playing.
it's like this or homework. I'm gonna do this.
So, yeah, trying to think of anything else to cover.
Was there anything we didn't cover
Lansing.
yet? You guys want to talk about?
I just want to say I beat the current 3SO champ, being the previous 3SO champ. So I'm just putting that out there.
Ooh,
Nice.
ooh! In the first of 5, right?
Yeah.
In the first of 5, yeah.
Mm.
I upheld the KO family, the KO family scoring. So
Nice.
Yeah, what was the score of some of the exhibitions that went down? Because I was preoccupied with other things at that point. So I haven't watched any of the footage back or anything yet, guys. It's like,
Oh yeah,
like
Oh, go ahead.
you don't want to watch like your own tournament footage like right away. You want to wait to peel that bandit off. I haven't watched any of our stuff yet. I'm just like, I was like, I'll wait till I'm like a good in the right mindset. I'll go check it out because I know I'm just gonna critique every single little small thing I see. But yeah, what was some of the first of 5 scores that went down?
5-4 me versus Hayao. Hayao won. 5-0. Yamoda. Against Yamoda. 5-2 against Mimura. And I didn't get to play Manma or Hebaryu, but I beat them. I beat them both in the tournament consistently. So outside of that, I didn't really get to play anyone else.
Yeah, I played. I lost 5-0 to Show and then 5-1 to Yamoda, and I didn't really get to play any of the others. And like first of 5s, it was kind of just kind of enjoying the
Yeah,
like the scene. But dude, I saw like Yuki got fucking close, bro. I think he went 5-4 with Yamoda, or
Okay.
5-4 with Mora, I think it was.
Mhm.
Niabal went 5-3 with Momora, but like all close games. Like it was
yeah.
like we got to find a way to like fetch all those first to 5s, like the good ones anyway, and like
Yeah.
and like
Yamoda's
really,
in the chat too.
oh, sick.
He says, "Hey
Well,
everyone, thanks for the
Yamoda,
super awesome tournament. You guys have any messages for Yamoda?
thank you for
Uh,
coming,
No,
Yamoda.
See you
Thank you
next
for
Psycho,
year."
drinking 100 beers with me, dude.
Psycho Dudley.
it's like
That,
Dudley.
yeah, that's all we
That's
can
it.
say.
Super
I
Bowl
don't.
Dudley.
I don't know what
Bitch.
else. But
And
yeah, outside of that, I saw Neiman was playing Mimura. I think it was.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the score. But I heard that Yuki was playing against Yamoto on the other stream while I was playing against
Mm.
Hayao. So yeah,
Yeah.
there were just so many other matches that were going on.
I
Yeah.
think, I think I set up Yuki Yamoda. I think it was 5-3 Yamoda. And then I
Mm.
set up a Mir Yamoda because I wanted to see that one too. And I think Amir lost 5-2, maybe 5-3. Had a couple beers since then, but
I
it was
think
but they were good
yeah,
games though for sure.
and then and then we saw Amir versus Show. Oh yeah, that's I forgot that one. I lost the Show 5-2.
Mhm.
And I think Amir lost 5-1. Was it 5-0?
Yeah,
I forget which one, but Show won that one.
I think Sonny went 5-2 with Show, if not 5-3. Like he lost, but it looked good for until the
That's sick.
very
Yeah.
end. Yeah, that's
Mm.
very strong in that matchup. Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt weird. I felt like I was like trying to set my friends up on dates, like hey, guys over here, like he's a good looking dude, you want to run a set with him or what?
Well, it's better than setting yourself up for dates.
I know,
Right?
right? Yeah. I'm not playing any of
With
those first 5
one
too.
date after another, and another date, and another date, and another date, back to back. You know?
Back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be uploading
Um,
all the footage with timestamps.
Yeah,
That's
Top
in
8's actually
progress.
live right now. If you guys are still in the chat, it's up on
oh,
Steelers
sick.
Shanks YouTube. I think it may be up on the DFW Discord. I'm not sure, but Daniel, if you're in chat, drop it. Let me see. I think I got it right
Yeah.
here.
We'll rate it.
Bam. There
Yamoda
we
says,
go.
"I'll be back, so wait for me." Ooh.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Love that.
He
Yeah.
said I'll be
Hell
back.
yeah.
Well, we have a year, Lloyd, so we
sir.
got to make good on that.
Yeah, we'll
We'll be
be
Yes.
working on it. We'll be
we'll be
working hard.
we'll be ready.
We'll be
We'll be
ready.
ready next time.
Love it.
We'll get it done that time. Yep, for sure. We'll get it done. Another thing, I want to just encourage people, within their ability to just travel as much as they can, to other scenes. Because I know I have like a very inspired. I've been inspired to like go to other places since like last year, and I just haven't. Like life's been a little messy for me. But this coming year, I really want to like go to the scenes around me, like PA. I want to go to like Town and like show a therapist. I want to go in person and like visit. Um, Danka and Skipper. He's gonna be over there, like in DC or whatever, and like Maryland, that area. I want to go to Chicago and just hang out with them. Not even necessarily for like an event, but
Yeah.
just to kind of just keep that camaraderie kind of going. And
California.
that's what I'm planning on doing. Like I'm just like visiting scenes throughout the year, like coming back to DFW so I can play some Dragon Ball Fighters and some Third Strike. Just shit like that. Just try to stay as involved as you can in whatever way you can, and just contribute. And don't ask questions. Like, don't ask people what they want to see. Just do it. Just fucking. If you have an idea, just fucking do it. And you know, people are gonna watch. So just keep going. That's all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Come to Texas Showdown if you guys can. I will say that. I'll be TOing there.
I'm
I'll be bringing my cabs.
I'm
Texas Showdown
attending.
is a good
Yeah.
vibe for sure. Like it's an
When is it
amazing
again?
vibe.
Like which month?
March, into March.
Okay, I could do March. Yeah, so I was gonna like my plan for next year was just to go to a bunch of like majors and shit,
Mhm.
but I might go to Co-op Cup instead, so I have to like really be selective with which majors I go to.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna go to CEO again because family's down there. It's just like an easy like 2-for-1 trip, and then I really want to go to Texas Showdown, so we'll see what we can do.
If I go to
Okay.
Texas Showdown, I'll be.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, oh yeah, on par, on Brian.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I'll be there.
sicker.
All right. Any other shout outs or anything you guys want to give before I go into my thank you speech monologue?
No, I just want to hear your thank you speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, just shout outs to everyone who made this weekend possible, really. Like Cedric, Josh, the venue owners there, it's like Cedric's a third strike player, so he knows what we want, and tries to accommodate us the best that we can, and just like total fucking cool dude. It's awesome seeing like, well, you know what, I'll keep the venue open another hour, so just because that's what people want, like want to stay and play. So shout outs to Cedric and his dad Josh for doing that. Production, Daniel, Johnny, Teddy, like you guys on production all weekend. I know that shit's so grueling, dude. Just 12, 14 hours at a PC updating names and brackets and all that fun stuff. So like production, I feel like they crushed it. Daniel worked so hard on this, and I was glad to see everybody like really enjoyed it. So thank you to Daniel, Steal the Shank. All the VODs will be up on his YouTube channel as well as ours, so just go check that out. He'll drop a link in there, I think, if it's not already in there. And then just like people helping with the logistics and brackets, running. So Lance, Joey, Jace, my buddy Danny, Chosen. Chosen's been like my fucking dude through this entire season. Like, I'm very much like a person like I think I know what I want here, like, and then shows like yeah I can do that, and he'll just like figure it out because I'm so old man, especially when it comes to technology shit. Like, Show will just hop in and just get it set up for me and be like, there you go, is that fine? And I'm like, perfect, dude, exactly what I want. So, yeah, shout outs to Cho. And then anybody this weekend who just stepped up and helped. Like so many people asked me, like, what do they need? Like not a part of the staff or anything, just like, what can I do to help you right now? People were hopping on the comms, moving cabs around, fixing cabs, Bling, Mustard Back, Jimbo. They were just like, oh, this needs to be fixed. Yeah, let me into the cab. I'll get it taken care of for you. It's just amazing to see the community just step up like that. No one asked them to. They were just like, I'm here. I know what's going on. I'm going to help you. And they would just do it. So it's really great to see the Third Strike community just band together like that. And then, yeah, anybody who just hopped on comms all weekend, like we didn't really have we had some commentators in mind, but it's really difficult with an open bracket, right? Because I can't say, okay, Frankie, Nica, you're playing from 1 to 3, and after that you can do comms, right? Because it's just
Mhm.
open. Like there's no set schedule for it. So people are just hopping onto comms, doing their best they can to get through the bracket. So everyone who just kind of stepped up and do that, I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for just coming out and playing this game with me. Really, I did my best to try to get my way around to everyone and shake everyone's hand and just say thank you. But if I didn't get a chance to shake your hand and say thank you for coming out, like truly, I appreciate it. I know it's rough right now in the economy and shit's expensive and it's not easy to travel and do this. So for you guys to take time away from your family and your career and your wives, your husbands, your girlfriends, whatever, just come out for a weekend and play this old ass game with us and make it hype as fuck. Like I truly just cannot thank you guys enough. So yeah, and I think that's all I got. If I forgot anyone, I'm an asshole. You can text me, tell me that. My apologies. But I still love you. So yeah.
Shout outs to Mateo for the all dressed chips. I still haven't seen them.
Yeah, Mateo. Yeah, Mateo brought us a Canada Care package, dude. I gave my wife like 2 bottles of syrup, and she's like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "Syrup, straight from Canada." It's Mateo right there, Necro God. So, okay.
Ray says he has my chips. We'll see.
I do, dude. They're in my trunk. I'll give them to you.
All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Lance, anything from you?
I think you covered most of it. I'll only add that I've always been a competitive-minded person ever since I started this game. I've coming. I guess when I started this game, I felt like I was like, it's funny to say it now because to everyone now, I'm an old geezer who's been around
Yeah.
forever. To all the young people. But there was a time period where I was the new up and comer, and I was shooting for all. I was shooting for the guys on this podcast, right? And the
Mhm.
Ryans and Yukis and 5 stars and so on. I will just say that I'm really impressed at the level that American Third Strike has reached. You know, I just want to give, I guess I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's helped build it and who everyone's participated in it. So I'm thinking, like I think we mentioned this on a recent podcast episode, but it was like there was a time period where Third Strike was basically dead in America. Street Fighter 4 came out, Dungeon Arcade, and and it starts with like a little, like these little tournaments on the East Coast, and Ryan running like the what do you call it, the Hooters Cup in Las Vegas at Evo every year. It was these
Hell yeah.
little things, and there's it goes from like Mutant and you guys and Ryan and
Kang.
Kang doing stuff
Yep.
to and it's just been sequential. It keeps building up, and at the same time, the player base has responded to this. The American player base keeps getting stronger and stronger. I mean, there's people that started like Resolve, who started way after most of us, and is now one of the best players, in the world, in my opinion. So, yeah, I guess I I'm just really inspired by the level of play in America, and I hope we keep pushing it. So.
Yep. All right. Well, if there's not anything else, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there, right, boys? So, thank you guys for playing Third Strike. Pay attention to Twitter, all that fun stuff. Announcements for next year coming up, maybe in the next couple of months. Let me take a little bit of a break, hang out with the wifey, do some stuff like that, get through the holidays, and yeah, our sponsors too. Fuck.
Oh yeah,
I
get the
forgot.
sponsors, Ray. What are we doing? Jesus
God,
Christ.
Jesus Christ. So Nica sponsor on the screen right there. There's link trees. I think if you do, what is it, !! sponsors, it'll post it. But yeast sauce. Go buy some fucking 5-star sauce. You
Oh
can
yeah,
play like
oh yeah,
yeast.
sauce.
Oh yeah.
Frankie, since you got top 8, you got to reach out to him. He'll
Oh, I
sign
did
you.
already. I
Oh, okay.
added Oya to the beginning of my name for
Hell yeah.
Shark.gg
Hell
because
yeah.
I plan on going to different tournaments throughout the year. I feel like it will
Yeah.
probably be pretty useful. So we'll see.
Yeah, and then Fern, Hawaiian Gummy Bears Company, go check that out. Great dude, reached out to contributed to the
Shout out
pot.
to Frank.
Arcade Candy Co. For coming up, setting up the booth. Lionplex, like, fuck, am I forgetting any sponsors? Super Dash, obviously Texas Showdown. Like they're really involved in this. They really liked what we did. I'll be TOing for them in March for Third Strike. So yeah, it's a massive event. All the sponsors we had too are players. Like, these are people within your community. These are your brethren right there. So there you go. This is your community. So make sure you're supporting them in the game and outside of the game as well. So, yeah, much love. Oh,
All
that's
right.
sick as fuck, actually.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I got so much like Lionplex artwork in my back too, up on my wall. So
It's sick.
Oh yeah, I met
Yeah.
Lionplex for the first time this weekend. I was just walking
Hell
by,
yeah.
and he yells at me, "Lance from Alaska, Lance!"
Yeah, that's Lionplex, dude. He's fucking amazing, man. I love
Yeah.
Lionplex. So.
They As a vendor, I just want to say thank you to everyone who purchased too. It really means a lot to have that support. So, thanks to you guys for giving me the opportunity, to actually do that. And yeah, if anyone's interested, definitely check out my business profile. And
For sure.
yeah, hoping to inspire more players. So
Cool.
All right. Well, if that's it, we'll go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you guys for supporting Third Strike Open 2025. See you guys next year, 2026. So, yeah.
enjoy the off
Thanks,
season,
everyone.
guys.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. All right. Later.